Presented in partnership with Barra Brava Brewing. This is Lumpen FC.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Lumpen FC. You are listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. Welcome back to Lumpen FC. We got a lot to cover. United States women's national team, United States men's national teams. Of course, we're going to talk about Champions League. We're going to talk about UEFA. We're going to talk about EPL because we got a lot of matchups coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
Got to do what we got to do, man. Lots been going on.
Oh, yeah.
I've done a lot to catch up on. So.
My name
It's been 2 weeks, guys.
My name, just so y'all get to know this, my name is Adrian.
James J.
And I'm Sebastian.
And you're listening to Lumpen FC. If you want to get in touch with us, reach out to us at lumpenfcradio on gmail.com. You can hit us up at Barra Brava Brewing Co. on Instagram and anywhere else.
Yes, sir. We got that Twitter, formerly known as X, Lumpen FC, at Lumpen FC Radio. So just hit us up. Feel free, man. We're here. Lumpen TV. We're on Lumpen TV right now as well. If you're on the Twitch, you're streaming. It's good. Tune in. Give us a listen. We're all right. We're not too crazy.
Nah, not too crazy. It's good, guys. It's good to have you all back. It's been a little while. What do you want to get started? I'm gonna leave it up to you. Also, I forgot. You can also watch us on Lumpen TV. Make sure you hit us up on Twitch and watch us on. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can talk about national teams, right?
You want to talk about national teams?
National teams.
Mexico sucks. What do you guys got?
Yeah, right. Well,
That's where I'm at.
Well, we have that Nations League final that just came up. So, we had USA, Mexico that seemed to not have as much.
It's a bad game.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's talking about how this.
Although that Adams banger was a banger. That was a great goal. That was a hell of a goal.
Yeah. That was a great goal. It seems like USA is still taking their momentum, and I mean they're just getting stronger as a team. I don't know what's going on in Mexico. That's kind of like the bigger thing is like what's going on in Mexico. Like, why is there drama? Is there beef? Why are they starting forward?
That's a great question because I've been asking that myself because the thing is that like we've kind of seen this for a while where the talent, especially like the younger talent that's coming up, is just not as good. And that's an easy answer, but it's obvious that that's what it is. Like you compare someone on the right. On the right wing, like Antuna, to compare him to Tecatito, it's just the quality's not there, the skill level's not there, the dynamism isn't there. We still have Chucky, but up front we don't have anybody like Raul Jimenez when he was in his prime before what's his face like took him out. Like it just isn't the same. Well, we have Santi Jimenez, but then the coach doesn't start him. Right. It's a lot of like growing pains plus the skill level just isn't there. Now the question would be for me is why isn't it there? Why isn't it coming up? What's going on with the kids? All that sort of stuff. So that I can't answer. But for me, throwing out to you guys would be you're
just gonna throw it back to us. But it seems to me like the Mexican players when they're in Europe, when they're at their club. They seem to perform well enough, right?
That's true. It's just. I also feel like a lot of there's more U.S. men's national team players who are more representative in Europe and who are flourishing in Europe more than the Mexican team players. I don't know what that means, to be honest, but that to me that isn't a coincidence. I feel like a lot of the starters for the U.S. Are not only most of them are in Europe, but they're doing pretty well for what they can provide for their teams. Whereas Mexico, for me, it's like what it's Machín Álvarez and Santi Jimenez and a little bit of Chucky Lozano here and there.
Yeah, you think so? Like honestly, that guy hasn't not really performed.
He's been all right at PSV, but he's
no,
not.
Okay, so you're talking about the club.
He's not.
I'm talking about in the national team. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about where they are, how they're performing in Europe compared to like the players in the U.S. performing in Europe. I feel like a lot of the players in the U.S. are doing pretty well.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
But the Mexican players, not only are there not as many, but they're average or getting by or whatever. They're not standing out.
Right.
You know. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is as a collective whole outside of just the team itself. Is like why aren't we producing? Why aren't we getting better? Why aren't we keeping up with the U.S. As a team? But also like individually, how these players are playing with their own team, with their own club teams. Why aren't they standing out? Why aren't they at least producing as again? Keeping up with their American compatriots, like why isn't it as good? You know, I mean, there's a lot of good questions, and I don't think there are easy answers to any of this. And it's been going on for a while. This isn't anything new. This has been going on before this new coach, before Tata, basically since Juan Carlos Osorio left after the 2018 World Cup. This has been the norm.
How much of it do you think is the FA? The top brass.
You know what?
The people that we don't get to insult and talk about. And
I can't assume that they're not a part of it, but I don't know the politics of it. I'll be honest. I'm kind of like washing my hands of it because I don't know enough of it to get into detail to say like, yes, for sure that's a part of it. But if it turns out like, oh yeah, it's definitely a part of it, like I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
In the end, it comes down to the FAs, right?
Sure.
Like
yeah.
Germany has
it,
had their issues over the last few years where they were falling apart, blah blah blah. So what do? They gutted the FA.
It's funny that
Italy did the same thing where they didn't qualify for the World Cup and they didn't qualify for. Granted, they just won the Euros, I think, or something like that. At the same time, granted, it was a kind of a really racist response by their FA,
sure.
but they changed what they were doing completely. So, do you, as a Mexico fan, me standing on the side, the way I see it from the sidelines, I can't really comment on it. I mean, obviously it's an FA. To me, it's obviously an FA problem. At the same time, when it comes to the National League, it's always an FA problem. It's always look at what happened with the United States men's national team with all the drama that was happening with Berhalter and Reina family and all that. That's an FA problem. It's not a player's problem. It's not guys on the field problem,
But it's hard to compare those two because, especially in CONCACAF, I guess it's not fair. But, yeah, there were problems, but you guys still win. You still have trophies. Berhalter is still producing.
Well, because the rest...
You can hate him as
much as
you
want. Because it's CONCACAF. You're right. So it's Mexico and the United
Sure.
States, and then the rest...
Sure.
But are allowed to play.
But
basically.
trophies
horrible,
aside, trophies aside, let's if we go pound for pound between players in their position, the U.S. men's national team players are better than the Mexican players in their positions. They're producing and they're getting better skill sets. They're just being better.
Yep. It seems like USA just actually selling in with like their solid core players. I mean, their brother players. They came and they were just completely dominant, which was like from start to finish, there was really nothing for Matt Turner to really do. But also, it's just like it seems like maybe not taking anything away from the U.S. men's team. There's like it was good to see them just go out there and play, and with the whole drama with Gio Reyna and all the backdrop, they kind of just did their thing. They went to this Nations League final, they won it pretty comfortably. Like there's more questions for USA is like who are they going to play or who's going to start, who's starting forward? Because right now we don't know who's going to be a forward because Haji Wright was playing forward, right? So we have Haji Wright, Balogun, and Ricardo Pepe, and it's kind of nice that we have this competition going on and getting ready for the Copa America. It's just just keeping this momentum and actually playing well. Like I don't know it's wild to see like the Mexico rivalry was kind of a laid back game. They had to stop it because of the unfortunate chance, but it seems that Mexico's going to be playing catch up to USA, but USA had to get it right because they weren't doing this like 2 years ago. They were kind of struggling, not making the World Cup, right, and not even making the Olympics. All that, like they've came like a long way to actually just solidify. And it's funny because all of our players, majority, are playing in Europe. And as much as MLS is trying to grow, it's obvious that our good players are playing in Europe. They're not playing for MLS.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we're over that.
Yeah, no, I think that was one of the moves that Jurgen actually originally was like, hey, look, these kids have to go play in Europe. They can't stay here. Right. And so he got fired for saying that, but at the same time, all right, here we are.
Right.
I mean, I feel like that's what Mexico needs to do is get, but it's kind of difficult, and I feel like this is something that back then is what U.S. was struggling with, is to get skillful enough players to be able to get recruited by those sort of teams. You know, I don't even know if we're doing that well enough. Whether or not we're stubborn enough to send them to Europe is a whole other thing. But
do you think that the deal with MLS and the deal with which was originally the sporting group that they had to do these many games with the United States, with MLS, and with the national program in the United States, do you think that's having an effect on the Mexican national team? Because we've seen Vela complain about it. We've seen Chicharito complain about it. We've seen players before them, say, hey, you know what, this is ridiculous.
I mean,
now, granted, there was a payment issue back then also, but
it's hard for me to connect MLS to national stuff when it comes to Mexico, because I mean, no, that's not a good enough of an excuse to have the quality go down as much as it has. Like, we should be doing as well, if not better, than.
Do you think that them closing
US.
their league off the way they did is an issue?
No, I don't think so. I mean, to me, like where they're getting their players from, even if it's from Liga MX or anything like that, that still is not enough of an excuse to not be able to develop. Like, all of a sudden, and then not only that, it's not like that. What you're talking about has happened for the past decade. It's only recently happened. This drop off. This drop off should not have happened this quickly, is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of the players that we've got coming up haven't necessarily been affected by that yet. Maybe they are, and what you're talking about might make it worse. And yeah, I can see that, but the quality that we're having now has been dropping off before that, is what I'm saying. Mathematically speaking, like, they shouldn't be this bad. Or I'm not saying that they're bad, but they should be better than this.
Yeah, I would say because they're still for it is the second best team in the CONCACAF.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
course, and that's not going to change. That's not.
But I mean, the second best in CONCACAF is not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Because
Jamaica's like knocking at the door, but I mean, they got a long way to go.
They're figuring it out.
They're figuring it out.
But Jamaica has always been that team that's up and down, up and down. They have these years where they are fantastic and they perform, and then they go off for about a year or 2 years or 3 years or a cycle, and then they come back again. That's always been true. That's what I've seen repetitively, for 40 plus years watching Jamaica. But the rest of CONCACAF, what are we going to sit there and say that? Okay, granted, Trinidad and Tobago, we all know the fiasco, but are we going to talk about Trinidad and Tobago now?
Are we going to talk about that?
Are we going to talk about St. Kitts? Are we going to talk about Jermaine?
Canada and Costa Rica are the only other ones. Let's be honest.
Right. Well, Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Costa Rica's kind of been struggling. I thought Panama was a team that was
Panama
coming
also,
up.
yes.
Panama was a team that was coming up. I mean, that was like, okay, Panama's up here doing too. Costa Rica still, for some reason, has like Joel Campbell come playing every now and then.
Okay, so then that comes down to, so then a valid question then at that point would be, is CONCACAF spreading the money correctly?
I mean,
there is talent in Costa Rica. There is talent in Panama. There is talent in
but I mean,
there's talent to be found. It's just, but the money's not going to reach there, right? So like, if you put that money in there, are you hearing about the Panama club program? No. Are you hearing about the Costa Rica club program? No.
I mean, I feel like if you
the
follow
academy program in Costa Rica, what's the news there? You never hear about it. And that's CONCACAF. That would be CONCACAF actually putting their money where the mouth is. But you do hear about, hey, CONCACAF owners in Mexico, lots of money. CONCACAF in the United States, tons of money.
Yeah, because, I mean, they generate a lot of money, too. Both those teams obviously are the biggest teams in CONCACAF, and the return into that investment is gonna be there.
I mean, I can't speak for what Costa Rica is doing on the back team because they were. I mean, when they had the younger Brian Ruiz and Joe Campbell, I mean, they were still kind of in the picture. But like, I mean, what they do with their youth system, what they do with the money, that's nothing. That's nothing. Anyone else's problem is gonna do, right? I don't know. There's not a Costa Rican wonder kid you hear about,
right?
You know what I'm saying? There's not like. I mean, there's like. I feel like when you watch. I know there's the La Liga MX and maybe a couple of Libertadores. There's you'll they're like talk about some players in Costa Rica, but there's no star, right? There's like that's just, and but what you do need in any country you need. I mean, either Cuba, you need someone that's going to stand out, and Costa Rica just doesn't have that right now.
But you don't hear that in Mexico either. Like, what's the wonder kid in Mexico?
Well,
right
I mean, again,
the wonder kid that plays in Mexico. What's the wonder kid? What's the wonder kid that plays in the United States? What's the wonder kid that plays in MLS or USL? Who's that kid? Who's that 17-year-old, that 15-year-old right now in MLS that we're all looking at?
I mean, we have like a whole U23 program that's like good. We have like programs people were talking about. We don't need a wonder kid. Kirsten Pulisic is considered the wonder kid, right? But again, we also have a development center. We have like 23 players that are playing or established in Europe that we can pick from. So, like, and still, Pulisic is still considered the wonder kid.
Well, he's the wonder kid that left.
But so did a lot. Like
right?
Pepe left from Dallas. He's considered
again. Well, that's what I'm saying.
One of those wonder kids.
That's what I'm saying. Though
Santiago Jimenez, even Chucky Lozano, he started at Pachuca. Like they did start. Now they're doing what wonder kids are supposed to be doing.
Yeah, who's the captain of Mexico? Like, who's the captain of Mexico?
I mean,
because the wonder kid I thought is the dude that was on the bench. That came off the bench.
That's a great question. I honestly don't know who it would have been. I thought it would have been like Ochoa, to be honest, because he has the age.
I mean, at this
experience.
point, it's Ochoa. Yeah,
that would have made more sense, but I couldn't tell you.
I mean, he's happy. I wonder when he's the next thing coming up was like who and where was Raul? I mean, did Raul even come?
No, he wasn't there. Raul, I don't know if he's injured again or whatever, but even if he's there,
I don't think he's playing for the national team again.
He's just not there anymore. You know what I mean? Like, what's his name? Luis just he cut his career short with that headbutt.
I mean, he just came back for full. He literally just came back for full in the last game.
And he's not doing that bad.
When they beat the brakes off Spurs.
But he's not. So. He's not going to be what he was before. He's not going to be that threat where he was like at Wolves or anything like that. He's just not there anymore.
I know that's what it's saying that, but like coming from like who? I mean, again, looking back at the game where there was no real presence for Mexico at the four positions. Like again, it's like for Mexico, maybe it's just like. Where you go, where's the structure at? I guess like they're having this is their Greg Berhalter, Claudio Reyna moment, whatnot. But also on top of that, like Tyler Adams is back, Robin's good. You're like, I mean, USA looks like the team that people expect them to look like, So it's just, I mean, and they literally have just a better team than anyone in the conference right now, which is what.
Absolutely.
I mean, and then the whole thing is like. Now, like, how long until this USA-Mexico rivalry actually becomes something again? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where Mexico gets to come to the same level on the pitch. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's up to Mexico at this point because they need to keep up or catch up. They need to catch up at this point to what U.S. is doing.
They need to catch up. And not just catch up to the U.S. They need to catch up to this hemisphere because we keep getting invited to tournaments and we keep inviting other national teams to our tournaments. So when you have Colombia, Argentina, Brazil show up to your tournament,
well, we're going to see in Copa America in the summer, and
I understand travel and who's actually going to play, and I get that, and some kids might play for other countries and so forth, and I understand, but at the same time. We have to perform against those national teams now.
Well, you're talking about CONCACAF keeping up.
CONCACAF as a whole has to keep up. And by the way, CONCACAF is United States and Mexico, and sometimes Canada, and sometimes Panama, and sometimes Jamaica, and sometimes Costa Rica. But for the most part, it's set up for the United States and Mexico to meet in every final.
But that's the thing is that
every time.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that is not a good setup for a confederation. Like,
but it makes money, right? It makes money. Right?
Money's fine.
The tickets sell.
Yeah.
That's what people were saying. Like Mexico keeps losing, but as long as people are filling the stadium with 70,000 spectators, well, what does it matter?
The thing is that it's not just CONCACAF. It's not a coincidence that there's only been 2 confederations that have won the World Cups.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it's always been, you know. And you know what? It's even tougher because at least CONCACAF has that sort of, for lack of a better word, as an excuse that CONCACAF has a lot of other more popular sports that it has to compete with.
Mm.
And it has more money than some other federations too.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes and I will say there are confederations out there when we're talking about in the national arena that are getting better. I feel like the Asian Confederation is getting better, the African Confederation is getting better, all that sort of stuff. And I think that they're going to produce something before CONCACAF produces anything. Like if there's going to be a winner of the World Cup that is not Common Ball in South America or Europa, it's not. I don't think it's going to come from CONCACAF. I can see it coming from Africa. I can see it coming from Asia. Like they're serious. They're putting their money in a way that is actually starting to produce results, that is starting to become a little bit like, oh, we got to take notice of this. CONCACAF has not done that at all. Like, no. Not really. And not only, so we're talking about, you know, Mexico falling behind the U.S., CONCACAF is falling behind everybody else.
Everybody else, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. And now the solution for me, which is an easy solution, is to join Common Ball, which will never happen. FIFA will never let that happen. But if we want to play against the best in the world, we need to at least play the best, what you're talking about, in our hemisphere.
Why do you think the FIFA would not allow that?
Because there's too much money. There's too much money to be lost.
I mean, they're going to get their chunk. They're going to get their chunk off of it.
But combining it, they need this market. And when Mexico and the U.S. starts losing, they're going to lose this market because that's what's going to happen. That's what they have to lose to get better. If they're going to get better,
well, but I think that's what
the U.S. and Mexico will not qualify for the.
But
World
I think
Cup.
that's what we've been proving, though. That no matter what, people will go watch a Mexico team, a U.S. team, depending on where you're putting them. If you're putting them in maybe Indiana or in St. Louis or in Minnesota, the people are going to go watch.
But if you go 10, 12 years of not being in the World Cup, I don't know, man. It's a risky thing, and I don't know if FIFA is willing to risk it. I doubt it.
Well, I think they would lose.
I don't think they're going to combine because they would still have to make the pool big enough for teams to actually make it. So like, if you combine,
which is what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, if they make if they combine everyone, like, unless they make the World Cup to like 12 teams or something, there's still going to be like a bunch of teams that make it.
Well, that's what the expansion is.
But I think it's more of the what they're talking about more of is actually bringing like the MLS, La Liga MX, and the Cumbio, like trying to merge that in with the CONCACAF Champions League and the Copa Libertadores, all that together, which logistically would just be crazy. They were talking about trying to do that. So somehow I think like maybe the winner of like the CONCACAF plays like, or someone plays in the Libertadores tournament or something like that, or maybe they do some games over here. Because there's still I watched a couple of Libertadores, man. There's still a lot of good players playing in that, and I mean, but like compared to like MLS, and I mean, I don't think a lot of like Monterrey is actually supposed to be like the best team in North America. That is what they said. Monterrey is the like best team in North America. Okay. Not MLS team is Monterrey is. So like, it's not like they don't have talent down there. There's not good soccer down there. It's I don't know. I feel like low key, maybe La Liga MX is kind of starting to come around. Maybe I think it could. We'll see how this year goes. But I know there's a lot of players coming to MLS. But I mean, again, when they play these MX teams, it's not like they're dominating them by any means. Uh-huh. You know, they're very competitive. They're competitive games. There are not many teams getting blown out. So it's interesting to see. Like, that's where I'm kind of like, what's the development system like in Mexico right now? Who's coming up? Like, I mean, even like our U23s in USA went over and like came back. I guess tied France. Thierry Henry's coaching France U23 teams, and USA like tied 2-2, which is great. You know, so it's like, and I remember actually. whatever last summer, and I was watching whenever USA. I think USA is playing in the man, what tournament was going on? It was the Nations League. When foreign Balogun was like first playing with the USA, whatever that thing was, the Gold Cup. Well, Gold Cup, right? US Men's Gold Cup. There was another tournament and Mexico's like U19 or U20 team was like playing the Toulon tournament or something like that, and they're good. So like it just seems like, and I remember that was one of the things they were saying. They're like when USA like mobbed up on Mexico back then, they're like, well, this wasn't Mexico's A team. So it's like, I guess it's one of those things like, who is the A team?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
No, it's a great question. I wouldn't know myself. I tell you what my A team. I guess I could tell you probably what most of my A team would be, and what started, like, for example, for this final. Most of it from what we have to choose from would be it, but there's some where I'm just like, why is that guy still playing for us? Why is that guy starting? Why didn't you start this guy? That sort of thing. But I hate to say it, but I feel like at least 90% of that team would probably be the A team for me right now, for what we have right now. Because, like, I don't know what happened to Tecatito, but he's gone. Like, he hasn't been around for a year or so. Yeah. We still have Chucky Lozano. Raul Jimenez is done. So that's our front line. We basically only have Chucky Lozano, who is still trying and still doing his best, whatever.
What about Jimenez?
I don't unless Jimenez can start doing something.
Is it Santiago's, I think?
Oh, you're talking about Santi.
Yeah,
Yes. I would have started him in this game. Mostly because we played a long ball game constantly, and we're a bunch of short guys. But there's a guy who's like constantly hungry and constantly can push your back line and give them trouble, especially on long balls. And then he doesn't start them.
Yeah,
I'm like, what's
I heard there may have been a backstory behind that.
I'm sure that I'm not surprised. Like, I'm sure.
I heard there may have been possibly a backstory behind that, which is also kind of low key, really funny. It's like, what? Like, when did it just come to backstories? When it was just like, yo, who's our best team? Let's field them.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, in general of everything, you know, just like the whole time, it's always like, I always think about that. Because even, like, you know, they're talking about, like, it's funny because the U.S. men's team, they're talking about Gio Reyna. And it's like, oh, he scored his goal. And they're like, he shouldn't be at Nottingham Forest, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, he showed up and he scored. So, I mean, maybe it's a good thing he's not playing a lot. You know, maybe he was playing too much and he would just get hurt. And he comes in and he scores a goal. And, you know, like, and he gives Greg, like, there's, like, no beef. Like, so it's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of nice to see, I don't know, like, for the U.S. men's point, like, switch the U.S. men's standpoint, like, it looks like we're getting to where we need to be, which is solid. Now, like, I mean, I it's cool to see, like, our midfield real healthy. Now we just have to get the forwards, and I don't know who's going to play center back, really, more or less, because the guys did look okay. But I'm pretty excited about USA. See how they do.
Yeah.
When they played this Copa America, it could be tough, depending on how this Brazil squad, what Brazil brings, because they're going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's going to be Brazil, Colombia, Argentina.
Yeah. Colombia, not worried really about that much. Not about Colombia. It's more Brazil and Argentina. And, Colombia, I'm not.
They're not too bad. Yeah. I wouldn't be as worried about them as the other teams, but I can see them totally beating U.S. or Mexico. Like, they're a pretty good team for CONCACAF. You know what I mean?
Right. For sure.
But, you know.
So I was like, I'd be more concerned about the U.S. national team for Colombia playing women, but we mopped up on them in the Gold Cup, so it doesn't matter.
For the women's?
Yeah, we beat them like 3-0.
Oh yeah, the women's, yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, I'd say that's the same score if the U.S. they play the men's team too. Like, we'd mop up on them. I'm not really worried about them. Was it James Rodriguez? I mean, who's from Colombia? Who right now from Colombia? Besides Luis Diaz.
Luis Diaz is causing problems.
Shoot, by himself. I'm saying that's a lot. Whatever happened to remember they had like that Jackson Martinez dude and like, you know, and like James who's like, so they're just like,
well, didn't they just beat somebody that they weren't supposed to beat? They just beat Spain.
That was Brazil.
Who? No, it was Colombia. Was it Colombia 1-0 with the Luis Diaz assist?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I mean, they can upset.
they can give you a little twist. Luis Diaz, he's the main.
Yeah. But I mean, of course, I'm going to go for him because he's for Liverpool.
Right.
So whatever.
Also, I mean, it's a friendly, so whatever.
We'll be talking about that here pretty soon. Actually, we're talking about that this weekend. This weekend is going to be interesting. I'm trying to find these two brothers that play in Europe who are young and performing really well, and hopefully they're on the USMNT. I can't find the names though. I'll keep looking at that while you guys keep talking about USMNT and the United States Women's National Team next. We do have to go for a quick break. You're listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You're listening to Lumpen FC. We will be right back.
Right back.
Yes, Gomez Peña is back. The Mix Files are back in Lumpen Radio. Now, broadcasting from both San Francisco, Califas, and Mexico City. Acompáñenos.
Do you hate country music?
Not against Country My Way with Lawrence Peters.
That's right, Country My Way with Lawrence Peters. Classic and obscure gems of honky-tonk, bluegrass, countrypolitan, outlaw, western swing, country funk, all the goodest kinds of country music.
Now every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m.
on WLPN 105.5 FM Chicago.
Play me some beer drinking music. Good country music.
Buddy gives artists and small manufacturers in Chicago a place to showcase and sell their goods and artworks. Buddy retails to a vast audience of Chicagoans and visitors at the Chicago Cultural Center. Buddy is a shop as local as it gets. Buddy is part of the nonprofit Public Media Institute. Visit hi-buddy.org for more information.
Welcome back, WLPN LB Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You are listening to Lumpen FC. We were just having a conversation about national squads. And it comes down to who is in charge, who needs to make sure that they are responsible for what occurs to the Mexican national team, to the American national team, to all the national teams out there. In my opinion, as the boys are out taking care of their extracurricular activities right now, I think it comes down to the FAs, and the FAs have to be responsible. If you listen to what has happened to the FAs in Argentina, the FAs in Brazil, the FAs in Europe, the German FA, the English FA, the Italian FA, now the American and the Mexican FAs, they have got to get their acts together. If they want to continue to make this a top product, I think it all comes down to the FAs because, hey, they're the ones that make the money. They're the ones that receive the money from FIFA, and they're the ones that have to make sure that the prospects, the future of this product continues to be what it is. Mm-hmm. With that said, we also have to look at the women's game.
Yes, we do.
Let's start talking about women's game.
Yeah.
The rest of the world, and I am going to say it now, and it's what it is. The rest of the world, I believe, has now caught up to the U.S. program.
Yes.
The U.S. program did get a jump because of, was it Title IX? Title IX?
That was kind of big deal. Yeah, that was like a big deal. But I also just think in general, like, I don't know, we did get Title IX, but we also here, but also we got the jump with the NWSL.
Yeah.
That is actually just jump-started everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Because
all over the world.
Look, the way the English FA has caught up to the women's game and the way the French league has caught up to the women's game, they took no time at all to invest, to put money into it, and to start taking players from the NWSL.
Right. And before we go into so we talked about this, a person we'd all talked about, like one of those things that was kind of happening the last Women's World Cup, of like some of the fans that are kind of just going against Megan Rapinoe, and it was all just the whole thing ever since, women asked for more money, equal pay, all that jazz, what they all deserved. And then, people were like dogging the U.S. women's team for like not winning the World Cup. And it was just like one of those things, and this comment follows up with Horion talking about fans are stupid, and we were talking about, I was like, yeah, man, I kind of agree with that because besides overlooking the whole thing where it's like, yo, look how far the women's game came in such a short time. they're bashing the U.S. women's team for not winning. You know, something that the U.S. men's team has never won. You know what I'm saying? U.S. women's team saying went from dominant to now. You're watching, you know, the U.S. women's team dominate people. You watch good soccer. You watch enjoyable competitive games, and it's great to see. And that's like the thing that's kind of upsetting, that people just can't, you know, it's like, are you not that willing to accept the change, or you're not overlooking the overall development of the women's game in general? Because here we are. You know what I'm saying? Like competitive games.
I think when it comes to like, and this is where we're going to start. This might be where we start getting emails and text messages. I think American fans, I mean, Haran was not wrong. American fans have this weird, different expectation of sport. They expect it to be entertainment, first of all, which is completely a flawed mentality. They also expect complete dominance at all times. They expect to have the Patriots win every year. They expect the Celtics to win for 10 years in a row, for the Lakers to win for 10 years in a row.
I'm a Celtics fan, and I don't expect that at all.
Right, no.
Right. Realistically.
No. They expect, you know, to have these runs where there's these dynasties, and then these. It's not. Sports is competitive. If it's competitive, yeah, you do have dynastic clubs like Real Madrid, like Barcelona, but even their runs are up and down. It's not like, when's the last time Real Madrid dominated Barcelona for 10 years? 9 years.
But I mean, like the women,
it's never happened.
The U.S. women's did have that dynasty for a while,
right?
They did.
Well, because it was a money issue. It was also, you know, a perspective issue when it comes to how we see women worldwide, how we see them in this country. We had laws that allowed that to happen, that were put into place over, you know, the last part of a century. It took 100 years to make sure that, hey, you know, we're going to make this a thing. And it changed the perspective of soccer in this country. Soccer became, you know, I'm old. I'm going to date myself. When I was growing up, it's the women's game. Oh, you're playing the girls' game. You're playing the women's game.
Right. We were all about that.
Yeah. So it was like, nah. Do you not watch the game? Like, it's pretty brilliant.
The ironic thing is that it's even more the women's game now.
Exactly. So,
than ever before.
There was that run of that chance and that capability to grow this game in this country for women.
Yeah.
And it grew spectacularly. But the rest of the world was like, oh, but we already have the talent. We have the coaches. We have the background. We have the money. We have the facilities. We have everything already in place. All we have to do is now focus on female players. And then here you go. You have Spain playing tiki-taka. You have Brazilian game picking up. You have Mexico women's game already catching up. Mm-hmm. They did defeat.
I mean,
the United States women's national team.
The rest of Europe. I mean, Brazil's always kind of. It was like Germany, Brazil, Japan, China. At one point,
Japan,
USA,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But then Sweden came up, but now it's like Sweden, Holland, France, Spain, heavy Germany. Like
Sweden's
Germany's always in there. Germany too.
Sweden's always been on the cusp. Yeah.
Germany was too, but now it's like
my point is that these type of catch-ups in sport usually take a lifetime or two. For the United States to compete against Mexico, basically our entire lifetime. It was our entire lifetime of Mexico just beating on us. And then, yes, there was the 2-0, the original 2-0. And then slowly. That's 40 years in the making. The rest of the world caught up to the women's game in 20 years.
But how much of it? 20
to 30 years.
No, I agree with that. There's also, I think, a part of it of like, I can't prove any of this, but this one actually surprised me, is that, you know, there's this thing about how soccer / football is such a this is our sport, and now all of a sudden the U.S. is taking that sport, and even if it's the women's, it's still going to be our sport. So they'll take it back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From the U.S. because it's the U.S. Not that it's the women's, but but it's that belongs to us, not the empire. Us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel and I'm sure that's part of it.
I feel like there's this thing where it was like, all right, so when the MLS started, it was like, yo, jumpstart American Soccer League. You know, we're trying to get this thing for soccer to be relevant for the men's and in Europe and in America, right? And then as that got bigger, it was like, hey, there were people, there's good American players. And besides those players that are kind of grown up abroad with like military and all that jazz, they're like, okay, now we're looking at them like, okay, now they're good enough. They should go overseas so they can get better.
Right.
And then, so gears go down, NWSL comes along. They're like, hey, here's a platform for women from all over the country to come over and play in a professional league. Boom. How many years the start has been in? What, 3 years, 4 years now, maybe more. But there's always been a women's league, right? That league's popped off. It's given them a platform to come and grow, almost like EPL and Liga did. We send our boys over there, and that's like the correlation between that with women's and men's. And now you're seeing all these really good national women and the people get buying and coming over here. So like,
and the messed up thing is that like part of it, like that's kind of like a compliment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To come over, it's like great European men's basketball players come over here to play, you know, because yes, this is the place to play.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Marta was going playing. She was playing in America and playing overseas at the same. She would go, she'd play here, and then when I was done, she'd go over there and play, which is amazing. And now the fact that she doesn't do it anymore, she can play for Orlando Pride or something. She can just go and play here, and it's gotten that the exposure of the women's games gotten so big, which is awesome because I think that is also balanced out, and that the growth of that is like caught over overseas because now like even they have like the Women's Champions League that today, like you know Chelsea, Ajax, and the other teams played today, but like. You see, like there's Lyon and Chelsea and even Arsenal. They're growing over there, and there's almost like there's equally good players. You got American players go over there now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You have other national players. Like it's almost becoming, almost like you know they're buying players almost just same as the men. It's kind of it's like it's almost to a level playing field. It's crazy to see how fast they have grown.
Yeah,
like the MLS was in '96, man, and it's still just like you watch games, you're just like you're like, I don't know if what we've done. I don't know if we've accomplished anything.
It really feels like we haven't moved.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, but then you watch you can literally just watch a women's game and just be like, wow.
Yeah,
like, it's apple to oranges, man.
For sure.
How quickly they've developed and became relevant between Europe and all over the world, and how I don't know. They seem to like inspire just other women's leagues to pop up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's great to see, but it's also like sit back and relax. You know, and I'm not gonna sit there and say like I'm not gonna MLS is bringing like Messi's over and whatnot. I don't think the women's really necessarily need. They just had to build a league. Like they were gonna come anyway. You know what I'm saying? It was like they didn't have to build this hype over and be like, yo, we need you to come over here. To help us after what 96. After we started 96, we still need you to come over here to entice people to want to like develop this league more, or like for players to stay here or whatnot. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny to see that. You know,
I think that response to how good the U.S. women's team has been, and you know the dynasty that we were talking about, the response to it has been great, overwhelming. Fun to watch from all these other countries. Now, what I'm more interested to see now, of course, is the response to that response from the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Can we put it back into and support the women's team as much as we used to, and then so on and so forth? Because what you're talking about, like, it's that urgency to get better and to keep up, you know.
Yeah.
And it's been great to see. Whereas it's funny, like we've seen it faster and better in the women's sport than we have in the men's, because like comparatively speaking, like I haven't seen as good enough of a response when it comes to like, you know, going back to like CONCACAF or whatever. It's stagnant, you know, that sort of response to keep up or to try to get us better or whatever. Whereas the women's is like you're talking about, now France comes in, Sweden comes in, Germany comes in, like all these other teams are like, oh man, Spain. It's like, this is fun, this is great.
Well,
this is what we want to see.
I feel like the chip. There's always, I guess, a chip on U.S. women's team, but they always. But like, so I kind of like with the men's team. I'm glad they've won. They actually came back, won the Gold Cup, won nationally. Because like, you know, it was kind of like, you know, you guys are supposed to be the team. You're supposed to be winning everything, and now, I mean, based on talent and what it is, they should be, and they're actually living up to that right now, right? And regardless if they play bad or they play great, they should be winning. I like this U.S. women's team. I love this new look. I love the fact that after the World Cup they lost, and so Orion is like, she's like kind of she's a beast. She's like she doesn't mess around. There's this attitude about the U.S. Women's National Team that they're like, all right, I mean, y'all wanted us to lose. And you know what I'm saying? Like now we're just gonna come out here. We're just gonna try to dog people out as much as I can. Like I mean, I don't know. It's just like watching some of the girls play. Like Orion, I see her play. Like she don't care. She'll knock you over. You know what I'm saying? She was at Captain Band. She scored a goal. She'll talk that trash.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love seeing that. Like they're all like, you know what I'm saying? All right, well, I feel like they have this chip on the shoulder, and I hope it stays on the shoulder because of social media response and the stupid fans, the fans that were dogging their national team because they wanted equal pay, because they wanted to be treated like equal. It's crazy. Like when they're losing, they're clowning. Like, are you kidding me, man?
They should get paid more.
Yeah.
Not only should they get equal,
And then the ones with the stars.
they're at least winning. That's all I'm saying. Well, now the men are. Now the men are.
The thing is, like, still like,
but
this team is young, boastful.
What was it?
They got rid of the old wood. Now it's all new wood, except Alex Morgan. She's still doing it. I mean, she's still.
Yeah.
They could probably move on from her.
I mean, she's doing her thing.
She's doing her thing, though. She's doing her thing.
She's playing her position. She played it well. I mean,
that's also.
I will say this though. I will say the last World Cup. Yes, I mean maybe I think there's some people said maybe they didn't need to. Like Ramapo, I love her, but maybe she didn't need to get selected for that last World Cup. Because her performance was like, it was just like she was obviously got in the field and she just was not. She was like.
I would have been appreciative because I'm a Kristen Press fan and she kept taking her position and I'm like, why are you still here?
Well, Press was hurt. Press got hurt though, so like.
But now Press is like not there, too old or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things I feel like they could have like. It was like one of those slots.
No shit. Well, she's like in her mid 30s at this point. Yeah.
Not too old.
No, I know.
But you can say but it was like one of those things like. But you think she didn't again for what it is? She didn't start. She came out with the bench, but like it was like that bench off the spark. But it was like they cheered and she'd come in and I'm like, oh man, and she'd literally like make a horrible.
But that's
cry.
the weird thing. But it's weird. Like in the U.S. Women's team, I feel like there's a tradition of holding on to some of these players for too long.
No.
It's usually like an individual player. Yeah.
Was this a new coach too?
So
I disagree with that.
What are you talking about? There was a
look. Hey, look.
There's been several.
That comes down to the managers and of course the FA.
No,
it comes down to the managers and the FA. Right.
Happens.
Hey, look. It's like in any sport. If you want this position, you have to take it from me. Period.
There wasn't really any competition back in the day, though.
Yeah.
Like you always knew who was on the women's national team. You always knew.
Right.
You know it was Wambach. You knew it was going to be a Ham. You knew it was going to be a Heather Riley.
Right, because you're not going to take the position from Wambach or Ham or Lohan. You're just not gonna.
Yeah. And also, here's the things I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you where the competition would come from.
Yeah, back
you know what I'm saying?
But there's also a demand to see some of these players, and there's money to be made. So I don't know.
But you still have to win the position.
Hey,
you still have to win the
really.
position.
I saw Mia Hamm score a 150 goal, and that was. I mean, watching them live is crazy.
Yeah, sure.
Watching them live is like again. You're also talking about a team that was winning everything. So why do you need to change?
Well,
if it's not broke, why fix it? They were literally like they were.
Well, but you need growth.
Everything.
You need growth at all times. I mean,
you're true, but I mean that probably wasn't like the big thing. Was like, these are what we and the growth was probably minimal. It was like whatever we have in America, we're finding. I mean, in college.
I can see your point from that perspective in the sense of like, hey, we're winning everything, blah blah blah. Well, then why aren't you bringing in the 16-year-olds? Why aren't you bringing in the 15-year-olds to play these games that are not necessary for Mia Hamm to show up at or Lindsay Lohan to show up at?
I mean, Lindsay Lohan.
I mean, Lindsay Lohan.
Hey man, that would be a fun.
Whoa.
Hey man, throw her in.
But remember like half these women like were playing for like remember like there was like remember in Jersey playing for like PDA or whatever, but they all would go like to North Carolina Tar Heels. Tar Heels were just pumping
Tar Heels,
out.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That
California,
was like
Berkeley, yeah.
Like that was like college was like the ones like platform. They were like, oh, you're nasty. Like and it was always like if you went to those schools like that were just pumping out. Like I mean, I don't know how many national players went to UNC. They were just pumping them out.
Yeah. Florida also.
Yeah, I'm saying that was kind of like Stanford and Portland. That was like it was kind of like it was almost like
Stanford.
It was like either their club or
players.
if you did really good in college, it's like you're coming up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was.
But I think that's also a fault of the American program.
Yeah,
is that
sure.
for a long time it was just out of the NCAA. Well, but NCAA's got weird rules, about playing the game, and then so you can't. Soccer in the United States cannot be a part of NCAA at this point
Man.
because it's just not, unless NCAA changes the way they're going to approach the game, then that's not the place to look at. The fact that MLS has a draft for college players, like, why?
Which
Why?
is actually
Name me the last big player from an MLS draft that you're like, that dude's awesome.
It's really messed up. It's weird because it's like your draft is kind of like, how's that? Why do you have a draft, but you also have academy players and you have academy teams?
Exactly.
And what do you draft? Like, who are you
What do you
drafting? Like,
do?
what
What
are
are
you
you
doing? What are you
doing?
doing? You're bringing up academy players, but why are you even drafting this guy?
Yeah.
And like, you're just drafting him to bring him to a camp to cut him.
And then what's crazy is that a lot of them, to be in the draft, sign paperwork that say they can't be in this league or they can't be a pro in that league. So it becomes a difficult situation. You kind of sign away, your name. You sign away your capabilities to change and switch.
Yeah, I think I think they got rid of that now. I think you can pretty much like
Now that the NCAA has changed the rules, I haven't looked it up, but could you be on an NCAA squad and play for USL or NISA or
that's a good question. I
something
feel like
like that?
that was I feel
you
like
have the right to make the money, right? Like so.
I feel like what was if you weren't in season. I mean, I think back when I was college before 2010. It was like you go to college and then you would in summertime you would try to play for the Richmond Kickers or the Moy Minutes or whatever it is. You would try that, and it was
The
okay.
Kickers were good, man.
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't. You know what I'm saying? And like thing was like you play with them, they pay for you, your housing or whatever, and you would be there. But like as soon as college got back up, it was kind of like your decision. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you keep going through the system or do you want to go back to college and do your thing?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So I mean that which is funny because the more we think about it, like. Back when we were growing up, it was like still the main goal would have been like, hey, play here, but try to go overseas and just go, you know what I'm saying, do a Sunday league or get up with so many divisions, or the Millwalls or Ipswich or something. Just try to get on there and just move on up because there was nothing but a glorified Sunday league, especially after you leave League One, right?
Yeah.
So like that was like the dream. Now there's how many leagues here? There's even in Chicago, the Fire, Chicago Fire 2, Chicago Firehouse, FC Chicago, FC United. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how many soccer players.
The Texas Rangers, the Texas those are several Texas teams.
Yeah, the Lakeview United.
But even
there's
then,
so many.
But even then, you were on those teams when you were in high school. You were already like looking to be on those squads. You weren't waiting to go to college.
Yeah, well, that's now high school. I feel like nowadays it's totally different because there's all these programs now. Like I remember my brother talking about. It's like we wouldn't even think about going to college nowadays for running soccer.
No,
There's so many.
why would
There's
you?
so many
Yeah,
other
no.
leagues. You try to get into one of these teams and go through that way. There's no point in going to play. Like for school, you can go get education, but the money is NIL. But the money is going to be with whatever these MLS teams have to offer you, regardless if it's the second team or the first team or the third team, or you know what I'm saying. Who knows the exposure they get now? They could get picked up anywhere.
Or
You
the
could
other
go play.
pro-
You could
the
go
other
play for
programs,
Wrexham. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I mean, even like growing up, say the dream is like, hey, you can go work at a bar and go play soccer. You know what I'm saying? Have those leagues where people are playing. And
But that's now though. Like 30 years ago, that wasn't. People didn't even talk about that.
yeah,
like honestly, like 30
not.
years
It
ago.
was 30 years ago. It was all local. It was
20,
screwball.
30 years ago, if you would have told a local Chicago high school basketball player, hey, you can go play for Real Madrid. You can go play for Barcelona.
Yeah.
Would they have looked at the choice and been like, hey, maybe so. Like, yeah, you're not going to go straight into the NBA. You could probably play college, but you can start earning money now if you sign on for,
I think it's one of those things like if you're gonna go play in college, you're not gonna go play in college because you think you're gonna make it as a soccer player. You're gonna go to get your scholarship and get a college education.
Well,
you're not gonna.
That's why Stanford, Duke, North Carolina,
Yeah. You're not
Princeton,
You're
Baylor.
You're not
Baylor
going
had the best teams.
yeah, you're not going to Barca anytime soon if you're coming out of NC State. You know what I'm saying? Like you're there because you're going to get a scholarship that you can't normally get, and you're probably proficient at soccer. Like soccer is a means to an end to get your scholarship, not the other way around. Like That's how I feel most college players are. Like, if they happen to get drafted and like, oh, maybe that's just a plus. But at least I already got my education.
Yeah, I feel like that actually started to change when like I was in Jersey when like the Super Wild League started, which is whatever MLS Next Pro now. That's when they started like they were telling you, hey, like you got to play in this league, don't play in high school, blah blah blah. That's when they started like, hey, we can actually. I mean, there's talent here because a lot of the coaches, especially coming from England, there's like they're taking talent and looking at USA like, hey, we can bring this all over the place. We can bring this back overseas. We can bring it back to England.
Yeah,
that's when you can see like that. I feel like that's when it was like, okay, they actually see what's going on. They're like, oh, these players are good. There's opportunity here. We just got to get them. Like, and it's like, and there's a gang of Americans now. They were just like they didn't even come. They were just like, oh, like Weston McKinney's over there. It's like, oh, they're already over there. They're already near you. There's American. You know what I'm saying? Like that is like. And that's like even the grab, like even like the foreign Bolligans and all that jazz. Like there's so much talent out there now. They're like, oh, you could switch up nationality. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We could teach you how to speak English because
where's your great great-grandmother from?
Yeah, you can just do that. Like which is all good. It's just overall perspective of how crazy soccer has just kind of blown up. You know what I'm saying? Both sides, yeah. U.S. women's and men's. It's fun to see. It's fun to see. Like even like it's kind of funny to see like in Chicago now. It was like always Chicago was a powerhouse, but now to see the changes the Fire has made, and now they're like just they may be kind of decent, but then the Red Stars are like winning the league right now, whatever 2 games in.
Right.
But like it's kind of cool to see. There's like 2 relevant teams in Chicago that are like one's decent, and one's really good.
Right.
And that's how I feel like it always should be in this city. You know what I'm saying? Both teams should always be good. And it's good. It's kind of good to see. It is really fun, and I like hope for more and more. This like growing. I hope that the Fire and the Red Stars like play in the same stadium. Like there's no reason for them to be in separate stadiums at some point. Like it's just I feel like the game is kind of catching up. Like women's just coming right behind you, brother.
Now you're talking about money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean that's how.
Yeah, Red Stars number 1 right now. Dang.
Yep. I can't speak for most teams in Europe, but I know I feel like a lot of them do that. I know for example Liverpool does that. It's not like the women's play in another stadium. They both play in Anfield.
Yeah.
And I mean
Arsenal play. They play.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like that respect because you're a club. That's the point. You're all together. It should be that respect should be put on everybody. Like. Yeah, well, go play on this little field over there because you're a women's team. But the men's are going to play over here. It's like that.
And the whole thing is like
it's an antithesis of a club.
Right. The whole thing is the combination could actually probably help attendance, especially with the Fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason
for sure.
It's not like that. You don't get enough people to come attend your game. We're gonna be at Soldier Field. You're gonna be up here. Like, come on.
I mean, I don't know for the rest of the fans, but some of my favorite games to go to is when they had the back-to-backs, the Red Stars and then the Fire, or the Fire, then the Red Star, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. That was great. That was a fantastic 5 hours that I did not remember. But it was fun. Like I would definitely buy tickets to see that again if they do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Especially how well the Stars are doing, Well, if these guys suck, at least I can stick around for these guys,
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta take the good with the bad. When you watch the Fire, you're like, "Oh, get a point." When the Red Stars winning, but you know what I'm saying? Like last weekend, they both did. We got a point and got a win.
Win, right? The point at home is a win.
Yeah. Fire Stars better entertain me.
Fire tie, Red Stars winning. You know what I'm saying? Red Stars score more goals.
That's right.
It's good, but it's also it should be like I said. It's nice to see both of them actually progress. Man, it's cool to see the Red Stars being good. And there's actually a good Red Stars following in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like you see Red Stars like hoodies everywhere. So
sure.
And we're start showing them at Mars like we're gonna just like the Fire. We're showing Fire games. It's crazy. Like we even thought about putting the Fire on TV last year. No way. And now we're like, let's throw them on.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Who's got Apple TV?
Yeah,
Who's got Apple TV?
Who's got that pass?
How are the House doing?
I actually do not know how the House are doing.
I'm looking at Lamar Cup right now, and
they know
see
they're
him
nowhere
anywhere,
there.
so.
Well, there you go.
He's looking at you, Mark. The Sasha Clutchton Cup. Is that what's going on?
Oh, you heard about that?
Or you know what? It's talking about. Well, then
Blowing it up.
There's also the Portland
It'd be
Timbers.
fantastic if they
what was
win.
that? They said like the Portland Timbers 2 team lost to a Sunday League team, which is again glory of the game. This is what happened.
That's what happens.
I'm saying. So you always gotta be.
Chicago FC United is still in, so that's good.
They Chicago FC United. I forgot who they even played, but that's like I'm pretty sure that's a team.
Well, Chicago FC United's got forward Madison on Wednesday, April 3rd.
Yeah,
so that's one to go watch, and that looks like it's going to be here. So I think I'm gonna go watch that one. That's what we're gonna do.
Where is that? Because I think if it's the Chicago FC United, I'm thinking of it's a team that we played in that tournament. That was like $10,000, and it's just. I mean, again, this is the thing. This is the Lamar Cup. There was a tournament they started in Chicago a little bit ago, and it was supposed to be this huge like FA Cup thing, and they just couldn't figure out logistics. So and it's funny, and now I think Chicago FC United is part of this Midwest Premier League that you basically just buy a spot in, and you become a club.
They're there, so they're playing. All right, we're talking soccer. You're listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You are listening to Lumpen FC.
Mm-hmm.
We've been talking Chicago Fire. We've been talking Chicago FC United. We've been talking the women's game. We've been talking the men's game. I think we got to start looking at clubs, and we got to start looking at champions, and we got to start looking at Europa. We got much to cover here. Let's get on with EPL.
Hey,
This weekend we got the big games, right?
The big ones. Now that they're so big because
the international break's over, right?
Yeah,
so, and
such a good,
everything's uptight in EPL. We're looking at people fighting at the top. Arsenal with 64 points, Liverpool with 64 points, Man City with 63 points, and right behind them, Aston Villa with 56. Tottenham trailing with 53, and United, well, just being United. It doesn't matter. They're so far back. It doesn't matter. They're not going to catch up.
You're in the FA Cup, though.
Huh?
You're in the FA Cup, though.
Whatever. But let's look at this weekend. The matchups. We got Arsenal versus City. That's going to be a big one.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a very big one. That one's on Sunday at what, at 10:30, 10 o'clock?
10:30 Sunday. Big Boys is playing.
This is going to be an important one for both teams because this could decide the season for them or for Liverpool. If they were to draw, I mean, Liverpool seems to have kind of what would be sort of the easier season left as compared.
Yes and no.
I mean, nobody really has an easy.
None of these
left.
three teams in the race necessarily have an easy run. For one thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, all three of them going into April for the next 3 weeks have to play every 3 to 4 days, more or less.
No.
No,
we don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, Arsenal.
We don't.
Yeah, you do.
Arsenal is April 6th, April 9th, April 14th, April 17th, April 20th, April 23rd.
It's every 3 days.
No,
every 3 to 4 days.
9th and 14th is 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah,
but then you play the next 3 days after that.
Yeah,
no, you play on the 17th against Bayern.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we don't play. No,
dude, it's every 3 days. You're playing every 3 days.
Yes, you're playing every 3 days, my man.
You do have a 5-day stretch between Chelsea and Tottenham.
Right.
But that's it.
What days are those?
That's 23rd. Yeah. That starts on the 23rd, 28th.
Yeah, but before that, you're still playing 2-3 weeks. Playing
2-3
every 3
games.
days.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying the entire month of April, but
all right, let's look at Arsenal right
everybody's
now.
Playing.
So this Sunday you got City. Wednesday after that you have Luton. Saturday after that you have Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Bayern in the middle of the week. Then you got Aston Villa right after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Bayern again right in the middle of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're followed by Wolves 3 days later. And then 3 days later you're followed with Chelsea.
Maybe right.
And then 5 days later, you got Tottenham.
Yeah.
So, you're looking at the next 3 weeks.
A ton of games.
Yeah, dude.
Every 3-4 games. So, and same with Liverpool. We have to play the exact same thing, and so does Man City. Like, it's not going to – this next 3 weeks is a tough stretch for all three. Now, we can talk about the quality of the teams that you have to play, but it's still going to be tough. Like, it's still every 3-4 days. Like –
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. You got to talk about the confusion. Yeah, you're right about that. But I mean, I guess when it comes down to it, we've been kind of I mean, all the teams in the top 4 have been built for this, right? So, I mean, Man City has 4 injuries. We don't. And when you say Luton and you're bringing those up, yeah, it's a good point, man.
I mean, Luton plays. Luton's not to be,
Luton plays. Any team can injure. Like we don't
granted.
know.
You can't take it for granted.
That's the tough part about this stretch. This is what do they call it? The business end of the season type of thing. This I feel.
And Luton is just holding on to staying out of relegation. So, they got to make points. Like they have to.
I mean,
they're just out.
That's one of those teams. I mean, it's and the thing of it, like you can say, like, oh, maybe on paper, so and so team has a better run against certain teams or whatever. I don't know. I think all that goes out the window.
A good thing is, it depends on how we do against Bayern, but 6 of those games, are at home. We play Chelsea at home, play Villa at home, play Luton at home. We play City on the way, and they're injured. I mean, for Arsenal, I like our chances just because. And I like people think Tottenham and Man U, man. Unfortunately, again, if everyone's in a groove, and I think Man U and Tottenham's, I don't know what they are.
But Man U's away. And Tottenham's away.
Yeah.
And Man City's
What's crazy
away.
is
that's tough.
Those
3 games are tough.
Yeah, but Man City is they're out with 4 key players. Arsenal's 100% healthy. And then I'm looking at Tottenham. I'm thinking Tottenham is not good enough, even if they play at home. They get stomped out by Fulham. Man United, I can't tell you what's going to happen with there. We've been a better team in the past 3 years. So, out of the tough games, I kind of like it. Not getting mad.
All three of you, the top 3 have to play Aston Villa.
I mean, Aston Villa's in Conference League, so they have to play too.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
So also the bad thing is the teams that play on Thursday, the Villas, Liverpools, and West Hams, they got to deal with that Thursday game, which is a pain. Arsenal, as we know, is a pain in the backside. That Thursday game is awful.
But we have to play against Atalanta, and we don't have to win. You guys have to play against Bayern, and you might have to win. And then if you win, you might end up against Real Madrid or Man City in Champions. Champions is no joke. Europe is no joke. Europa League for Liverpool, we don't care to win it because we've won Champions Leagues. You guys haven't won anything in Europa.
Oh, you care to win.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Wait
a minute.
No, we don't.
There's no.
We don't. Actually, I don't.
I disagree completely if you're going to sit there and say that Klopp doesn't want to win it.
Oh, Klopp wants to win it. I don't.
Okay.
Sebastian doesn't want it.
I really don't care. I mean, Liverpool probably does. It's not a priority. It's not like it is for Champions. When we're comparing it to Man City or Arsenal, Champions League is way more of a priority than it would be for Europa for Liverpool. It just isn't. We've won Champions League 6 times. Do we really care about Europa League? No. But Arsenal has never won anything in Europe. Champions League is probably a thing as important, maybe not as important, but close to as it is to winning the league. Same with Man City. Man City's only won it once. They want to keep it, and they want to win the Treb.
But you're talking about 3 managers that want to win everything.
Sure, no. I'm not disagreeing with that.
None of them are going to.
I'm not disagreeing with that. No, I know Klopp.
Neither of them are going to pull punches.
I know Klopp is going to put out his best 11 or whatever. But if we get bounced out of Europa League, I don't care.
Right, but the thing is, but you're still looking at the attrition.
Matter of fact,
no matter what, I
prefer it because we can focus on the league after that. But a team like Man City who wants to win the Treb again because they want to win it again, not only to win it again, but the first team to ever do it back to back, but to win 4 in a row and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but they cheated though, so we all.
Yeah, but they're still going to want to go for it. They're still going to be able to wipe out Man United's record because they've never done it. That's a whole thing, doing it to their rivals, and Arsenal's never done anything in Europe, so they want to stay in that race.
We just haven't won anything in Europe. It's not that we haven't done anything in Europe. We just haven't won.
We just haven't won. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. But that's what I mean. They want to stay in that race as much more so than Liverpool wants to stay in their race.
He said what he said.
Well, I mean, there's no trophy from Europe, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they want to stay in that race more so than Liverpool wants to stay in Europa League race. I'm sorry, it's just.
So if you guys don't win the league and don't win Europa League and you just win the Moose Cup, is that the sending off Klopp wants?
It's the one he'll get. But let's be honest. Did anybody have us winning anything in the summer?
I had you guys win the league.
Yeah.
No, why? We gutted our midfield. I had us winning.
You got a new midfielder. You got a whole new midfield. Your team wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
that was completely unproven. Like there none of them had actually played in other than McAllister, none of them had actually played in Premier League, so they were completely unproven. We got rid of all of our leaders, and I expected at best.
What do you mean you got rid of all your leaders?
We got rid of Milner. We got rid of Henderson, who was our captain. We got rid of
your leaders are Van Dijk, Mo Salah.
We got rid of Fabinho, who's our best DM.
Not a leader though. Like
absolutely, he was our best. He was our best leader in the midfield. Like I mean, we got rid of a lot of our veterans who won everything with us, and all of a sudden we had a bunch of people who won nothing. And now we're supposed to win leagues and whatnot in cups? No, I had no expectations. All I had was maybe top 4 and a run in, maybe winning the Europa League at best. Where we're at right now, hey man, that's just icing on the cake. Like I'm just enjoying this ride. We're not supposed to be here, is all I'm saying. Next year, maybe there should be no excuse.
Oh, next year without Klopp, I know.
Well, that's true. But what I was saying was if Klopp had stayed, all this sort of stuff. Yeah, I can see it. Now with Klopp being gone, well, it's all up in the air again. But at least there's players there that have more experience that can maybe gel better together next season, all that sort of stuff. But this year, I did not expect this whatsoever. Now, I hope we go out and win it. I hope we get what we can get. Mm-hmm. But no, I like this shouldn't be happening. Like, let's be honest.
So you being in second place, it's whatever.
No, me being in second place is great.
Who should have been in front of you then? I'm just asking who you think should be a better team than you right now.
Man City and Arsenal. Arsenal should be, because you guys had the experience that you had last year. You leveled up with Declan Rice. You definitely should be better because you guys were doing so well last season, and we're in a great position. And then it kind of fell apart towards the end after April or during April. That
March and 3 injuries.
Well, it was right after us. Yeah, that's when it started going downhill. When right after Easter.
Well, when Saliba and Partey and all of them got injured,
yeah.
So you're basically saying you guys should have been in third place. You're a third best. You thought you were a third best team.
Yeah. Like I said, like in August, I thought let's go for top 4. I think we can get top 4 with this team and with Klopp, like for sure. Especially the awful season that we had. Last year, I thought, man, we got with how much we've invested in what we actually have. Let's at least get top 4. Let's get Champions League. Let's make a run, and let's see what we can do in Europa League. Maybe win Europa League. That was kind of my expectation, because I knew you guys were gonna. I knew you guys were gonna go up a level, especially when you got Declan Rice. As soon as you guys signed that deal, I was like, damn, okay, that's might be what they're missing, and it's going to go up that much more. I wasn't that much sold by Havertz.
But give that much credit to Declan Rice, really?
He's been amazing for Arsenal. He's
been amazing for Arsenal, but it was no expectation for him to be that good. Like,
It seems like I feel like Klopp did his part because you said, I forget, because you guys finished so well, but like the reason he got rid of Fabinho and it wasn't about Hendo and them leaving because they weren't getting the job done anymore.
Well, they'd have no legs.
Right, and I've seen Fabinho. I mean, Milner actually still has decent whatever. I don't know why
not in a Klopp system, but yes.
Yeah, but Fabinho, I've seen him in Saudi League. He looks. I mean, everyone in Saudi League looks like they just don't care.
Yeah,
because they don't.
I mean, so I feel like he still brought in the right people that should have been. I mean, better than what was before. If he brought some people in that were worse than Fabinho, shoot. That's like the Amrabat. It's like bringing in Amrabat or something.
It's hard to. Here's the thing. Looking back, I was completely wrong. When we picked up Endo to replace a DM like Fabinho, and Endo is a year or two older than Fabinho, I was like, I had my reservations. Mm-hmm. Completely wrong. The guy showed up, and he's been showing up. Now, let's say if Klopp were to stay and Endo continued to play, how long would he last? How long do a lot of these players last in a Klopp system? Because he runs them into the ground. Like that's this style. It gets results.
But it's also Arteta's style. Arteta
I mean,
he's been playing the same starting lineup. for 3 years.
But he doesn't make them gegenpress for 90 minutes straight.
No,
dude.
just
Like,
20, like we all know.
Sure, but that's more lasting, I would say.
His system is pressing, especially it's pressing the ball when you're basically you're like if you're in your first, I don't know, your third of the field or whatever, you press hard.
Yeah,
I'm saying this, and you get that turnover, then you go right back down their throat. That's like his thing. And
yeah,
he wants them to force them to make that long ball so Saliba and Gabriel can just eat it up.
There's ebbs and flows to the press in Arteta's system, whereas there's none of that in Klopp. You go in Klopp constantly. Arteta has like the first 20 minutes we're at them, first 25 we're at them, and then we'll kind of like let's reserve our energy, and then we'll go at them again, and so on and so forth. There's a balance to it. I feel like Guardiola does a similar thing also, or used to. I'm not sure how much he's changed it now, but 4 years ago or so, that's how he used to do it too. He would like press, and then, or they would be very smart and when they trigger their press. Klopp is just all out constantly, and it tires your players out. Like you've seen it. We've seen it. So. Yeah. So when I saw the that we gutted our midfield but we replaced them with decent players. It's just none of them had been proven.
I mean, your kids have performed quite a bit. So
did anybody see that happening? I didn't.
I mean, this isn't the first time that Liverpool has had to rely on their kids, or that Arsenal has had to rely on their kids.
Sure.
The thing is that you're looking at the top 3 teams. No matter what, you're looking at 3 teams that always have to go deep into their bench at some point in the season.
This is true.
And these are the 3 clubs that have the money to put a deep bench in.
Yeah.
You know, so does United, but United's just a mess, so it didn't add up for them.
I think they did a thing to the schedule. I'm pretty sure. I think City has the hardest schedule remaining out of the 3 teams.
They do have some tough games.
Yeah, they have the hardest schedule out of the first teams. Like I'm not good, but I like Arsenal's schedule. I mean, because of those things too. From the Arsenal standpoint, like if we win the league and don't like win Champions League, I think that's like pretty much what the book. The sports book and what everyone, all these other players pretty much see. They don't see us winning Champions League at all. I mean, most people say City's going to win the league still. I don't see how that's possible in my opinion because of their injuries and how I feel like they're found out. I feel like if you just put a body on Haaland, I mean, they just kind of hope for something in the midfield. De Bruyne comes in the second half. And he's not really starting, and like he's hurt. He may not. De Bruyne, Ederson,
back on?
Stones, and Kyle Walker are all like
so 3 out.
3, yeah. They said. I mean, yeah. Right now,
y'all might take some points this weekend.
4 out.
4.
Yeah,
4 out.
Y'all might take some points.
Yeah.
They're missing Gundogan.
But you saw in that Man City Liverpool game too. You could see like it's just like.
I will say this. Like I agree with what you're saying as far as having that leg up with those injuries, and that might actually get you across. But I will say, Liverpool against Man City at home probably played one of their best games this season, and we still only got a point. It's not going to be
injuries
easy.
too.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
True.
When they played, City came to Arsenal, man. I mean, we saw that at Mars, man. We showed out.
But
and honestly, we should have taken our chances. All that sort of stuff.
You guys did not capitalize. You guys did not
100%.
capitalize on all your chances.
100%. Totally agree with that. So maybe that won't happen to Arsenal, but it's not going to be so easy.
Who is Man City missing? Are they missing any?
You just said that they're missing everybody.
No, when they played Liverpool.
De Bruyne only played.
No. De Bruyne played.
Yeah, but
he
played.
And Endo just canceled him.
Yes,
out.
right. Endo, yeah.
No, but he played. But
no,
did he play? He didn't play the full 90
no, he
minutes,
did.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, Endo,
he got taken out in the 7th
he got
minute
taken out
because he was so useless.
Well,
Endo just negated him.
And that's right. De Bruyne said that he had him in his back pocket the whole time.
That's right.
Yep, he admitted that.
Yeah.
I mean, Endo was a great trade for you guys. So
that was out of nowhere, man. I did not see that happening. So, but going back to the Arsenal thing, like I think that's why, like, I feel you can't easily dismiss City because first of all, it is at the Empty Head, whatever that means.
Empty Head.
But it does whatever. It's not the Emirates, right? So there is that. But
The big billboards that block half the fans.
the
Mercedes.
billboard
Airways.
Hey, billboards are fans too. Okay,
It's literally a jet next to the field. Fly this airway. It's like, yo, this is a big plane next to the three on my throw-in.
They're funneling in fan sounds through the speakers.
Which, so think about that. So, international break. I mean, and there's things like there's a fair amount of Arsenal players that are just like, yo, Ben White, Gabriel, Saka. They were like, we're not playing because because of injuries or whatever. We don't. And Ben White, like, why did, in my opinion, England, right? What are you doing, playing your star players on a friendly?
Well, that's what Pep Guardiola also said.
I have
He made
like
a comment
how
Klopp
much,
asked, and then
how
we got
much-
Robo hurt.
yo, like
well,
how
but that's
much,
the thing. Okay, well, hold on.
for real though, but
That's
how much sense does that make?
that's the thing, though. So, okay,
Like they literally like yo, like it feel like some art or like art people. Are
but
like,
they
yo,
do have qualifiers coming up. They have all that. So you have
No, they already qualified.
England's already qualified for for.
I don't know.
England's
I
like
don't follow.
England is the best, like if not one of the best teams in Europe. They ain't qualifying for nothing. The qualifiers for Euro was Wales, Poland,
That's
Ukraine.
right.
Those were everyone already qualified.
They're already qualified.
Hungary,
three?
maybe?
Yes.
Did Hungary have to qualify? I don't remember.
No, like those were just those were friendlies on an international break towards the end of the season. That's the last international break towards the end of the season. That like it was like, yo, if your players don't need to be there,
Yeah.
When do they start the European Cup?
July, right? It's
That's
always
right.
July.
Well, see,
Yeah.
well, that's fine.
Yeah, this
See,
summer's
okay.
stacked.
That's
This
where it
summer
gets
is
hard.
stacked.
no,
That's
but-
where it gets hard. Though,
but they
because
do-
if you're
they
a
do-
national squad coach, you have to look at your players. You have to look at what you're going to have in 2 months. No. You have to see who's going to be
But
performing.
you
You
don't-
can't just.
You don't have to go watch them play. Yo.
Yes,
You don't
do.
gotta play.
Yes, you
okay,
do.
okay,
Yes, you do.
fair enough. But you don't have to play him back to back 90
Yes.
minutes.
And
Like-
also, everyone plays scrimmages
But at the
before
same time,
Euros.
if-
they
if-
always play friendlies before the Euros.
yeah,
Yes,
they are, and they are.
do. Yes,
If
they
I
do.
give you a chance, in the first game on the break to do 90 minutes and you did not impress me, I'm going to give you one more chance.
Nah.
And if you don't impress me that time and you get injured, well, then what am I supposed to do? What am I
Okay,
supposed
wait
to
a minute.
Hey, look, I got a job to keep.
Hey,
Also,
Kevin De Bruyne,
I
don't
gotta-
impress me.
I got a
Like,
job. I got a job to keep. Also,
If I'm the
That's all
Norway
I gotta
coach
say.
and I'm looking at Holland and Odegaard, I'm like, if you don't play good this game, it's over with.
Dude, okay, I'll give you an example. Andy Robertson played 90 minutes back to back for Scotland. He had no business doing that. He got injured. He's 29 years
Right.
old. He's
No
already
business.
their captain.
What are you
What does he
doing?
got to prove?
Right.
He ain't got nothing to prove.
Wouldn't you want him healthy so when after the season's over, when you're going to your friendly
I
before
don't
the
know what's going to
tournament?
happen in 3, 4, 5 weeks. I don't know what's going to happen in 3, 4, 5 weeks.
I-
I need to see it now.
No.
I got to look at it from.
Well, you
from
know, you
manager's
just saw
perspective.
your captain get hurt and injured.
Not my
It-
captain.
It might not. Well, Scotland's
Adrian's like-
captain,
Come on, 5 weeks he might be back.
Adrian's like, I
or
already-
he might not.
Adrian's like, I planned
Well,
for this
well,
already.
way to risk it
Figure
for
it out.
2 friendlies that are worthless.
He's already looking at. He's like, you're the captain now.
yeah,
Done.
yeah,
Just saying.
yeah.
Hey, good
What,
thing-
what is it? What is it you say? What have you shown me lately?
You're
What
showing
have
me,
you shown
You're
me
showing
that?
me the back of an ambulance taking away my captain. That's what you're showing
Listen,
me.
most players want to be like Gio Reyna, not play a lot, get called up national team, score a goal, go back to your team.
Yeah,
3.
go
Score 3.
Yeah, go back to go back to warming the bench at Nottingham.
Exactly. Getting them paychecks, getting both paychecks. Hey, he's playing they practice every day. He's gonna be fit. So hey, let me get my little come off as a sub, go my national team break, score my when they need me because there's actually a trophy involved. Not you just going out there to willy nilly and then all of a sudden you tear your hamstring and you literally have Champions League and the rest of the league to deal with. Man, I mean I can.
He's
only
not Josie Altidore.
But as soon as Kyle Walker went down and started grabbing his hammy, I was like, oh my god. First I felt bad, but also I'm thinking Pep's just like.
Well, that's
Like
what
you know
Pep
what I'm
said,
saying?
yeah.
Like everyone watching those games, and then the next game Stones goes off, and you're just, I'm just like, for what? Like really for what?
But I mean,
England has enough players, plenty
Well,
of
yeah.
players they can do.
Same.
Call this guy up.
we just got Robertson back,
But they
and
also
now
got to
he
sell.
might be
But
out
they
now.
also got to sell.
Luckily,
them
we
tickets.
have backups, but it's still
Right.
kind of like you got to be kidding me, man.
you know what I'm
Like,
saying?
Seriously.
Got to sell those tickets.
I mean, but
Got
as a
those
player,
tickets?
do you think, like, as a player, like, if you're Stones or Walker, do you think you're like, oh, great. Like, I mean, in your head,
As
you're
a
just
player, look. As a player, if that's the case, if what you're saying, as a player, you can say, hey, you know what? I'm not going.
right, Ben White.
Right?
Yeah,
Stone could have been like, I don't need to be there.
Gravenberch said that.
I don't
said
need to
that
be
to the Dutch. He was just like, I just arrived at Liverpool. I haven't played in a year. You know, screw off. I'm doing this.
And,
like,
and you know what?
can.
Even Ben White said they're still after this. He's like, yeah, they're still there. They have after the season's over, they still have like 2 little friendlies. Even they're like, yeah, we'll see what we'll see what happens on the next 2 friendlies.
As
but
a
you know
player,
what, Ben
as a
White-
player though, if you get called up
But here's
and
the
you
thing.
accept, then expect
did
to
get
get
played.
played.
But here's the thing about
Expect to
Ben
get
White.
played.
Here's the thing about Ben White.
You don't accept the call up and then be like, oh no, but I'm just riding the bench, right? For 2 games. I'm riding the bench for 2 games, right?
The thing is that Ben White is an exception. Why? Because he doesn't like soccer. Let's be honest. The guy doesn't like the sport. He doesn't want to play if he doesn't have to.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm kidding, but partially,
but-
partially
yeah,
kidding.
he said he's like, there's no point. He's like, I was like, I agree with him, man. Like, there's no.
Which is fine. I don't think Carlos Vela likes soccer. He's just really good at it. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Wow.
getting
there-
his money.
He's not playing at all. What are you
but
talking about?
no. But back in his prime, even like I'm saying,
Nah,
like,
I mean, you're
definitely-
talking about a player who's like Barcelona. Nah,
No.
I'll go to LA.
What I'm saying is like there are players out there who are just good at their job. They don't necessarily like their job, and
Right,
and
that's-
I feel like maybe
yeah,
Ben
that's
White
fine.
has that
That's
reputation.
John.
I don't know if it's true or
No, that's
not.
actually Declan Rice.
Seriously, that's hilarious.
He doesn't watch soccer or something. He doesn't
Well, neither
like,
does Ben White, from what I've
so
heard.
They,
from what I've heard.
they don't like. Yeah, it's a couple. There's like it's like the golfer
like a running joke.
John. Oh, brother Brooks Koepka. He doesn't like. He's like, I don't watch
Gareth
golf.
Bale probably didn't.
Yeah,
like
they're
soccer,
like,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
like, I just
Nah,
it's my
especially
it's my
if you
job.
definitely
Like,
do
it's my. I mean, but at least you're good at your job. You're good at your job. But like,
Yeah,
it's funny.
yeah,
But it's
that's
cool
what I'm
because but Southgate still had that respect for him. He's like, all right, cool. Like he's like, oh, he's off the team. He's like, all right, like, oh, well, you know, I'm trying to think, like, is that why Kyle Walker pulled his hair? But like, the collusion.
Yeah, we're
But
going
like,
deep.
But like, yeah, like I mean, I think if I was a national coach, I'd be like, yo, I'd be like, here's if y'all want, I would be like, yo, y'all are starters, but if you don't want to play in this, like, I can give opportunity to these guys that are never gonna really play. You know what I'm saying? These
Yeah.
other guys, like, I don't for some reason, you know.
Well, see, but you don't know that though. That's the thing, though. Is
I
if you're
mean,
going to give an
I really don't
opportunity to
know.
players, because hey, the Colombian kid that played for Real Madrid, what's his name? James. He was supposed to get a start. He played in.
What?
Okay, well,
He-
then-
Wait,
he
what?
made-
Wait,
he made a
wait,
thing
what you
about it. Yeah, originally James was a bench warmer. He was a bench warmer kid, 16, 17-year-old kid. He brought in and pulled Colombia into the or Ecuador or whatever it
No,
was.
it's Colombia.
Yeah.
Colombia into a great tournament, and it was the
Oh yeah, and you
James
talking about
tournament.
yeah, but like we're not talking about we're talking about a team that has I could literally field a whole another 23 national players, not Colombia who needs James Rodriguez. We're literally England could bring in a whole nother team.
Yeah.
That's how good they are. So it's like for pointless friendlies, and like Sebastian said, if you anything, play them for 45 minutes. You have unlimited subs.
Yeah, it's gotta be 90.
You don't need for someone to be like, oh, I need to see how they play against Estonia when they're, you know what I'm saying, when they're
Right.
about to go play.
If
Champions
anything,
League City.
these games should be played to see what your depth is capable of instead of your starters.
Yes, I agree.
They need game time too. Like,
Yep.
especially going into the Euros. Like,
unless you're
See, I
just
don't
going to play this like the same 23 players all the
Right.
time.
At this
Yeah.
point, going into the Euros, you need to see what your starting lineup's going to be able to do.
I mean, if you
You
don't
need to see
know,
how
if you
they're gonna
don't
work
know,
together.
if you don't know, go pour some cheese on my nachos, man.
Hey,
That's what you
but
should
you
be doing
don't
instead
know.
of coaching
You
a
don't
national
know at this
team.
point.
You start
You
bringing
have
Graham
no
Potter
idea.
in because
Totally do.
If you got to bring, you better bring Graham Potter now because y'all. he's still,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
he's still
Southgate.
trying to play chess.
Yeah,
I would love Saka didn't play. I would love for him to be like Saka's not playing for Euro. I would love for him to do that. I would just go ahead and do it. Yeah, Saka's not playing for Euro. Saka, okay, then you let the media just go after him.
Yeah.
Saka, you know what I'm saying? Like he knows who he's gonna play. You know what I'm saying? Watkins. This was Watkins' opportunity to actually like you know what I'm saying put a foot in because Watkins was playing. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone knows Harry Kane's gonna be the guy.
right.
Harry Kane's gonna be there. Harry Kane's gonna be the guy. He's gonna be the guy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So everyone else playing forward, whether it's Rashford, my man, whoever was just playing, Watkins, Ivan
yeah.
Toney, like this is the chance for all these guys to get in there. But they know who the number one's gonna be.
Sure.
It's gonna be Big Man Kane,
Yeah.
and then there's 2 spots after that, and that's who he should be thinking. I need to fill that spot. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's not gonna be like, oh, Harry Kane.
So who does he fill it in with?
That's who we should have figured out over this break.
Well, but that's why they were playing.
Ask Ben White.
But
He
no,
knows.
but yeah, but like that's what they were like. But I'm saying, but like those there's certain players that you know, like they got their spot. They got their spot. You know what you're gonna get, but you need to know your backups.
Who's the spot for England after Harry Kane?
I mean, I would, for me, honestly, it depends. If I was a coach, I'd be like, yo, do I want to switch it up? Do I want to go? Do I want to go? Ollie Watkins or Tony.
I'd go Watkins.
Yeah, it'd be Watkins
honest.
or Tony. Yeah, I'd be Watkins or Tony.
And
was this
a player?
Or
that
a
was
long
called up?
stretch that no one's really talking about. Solanke isn't too bad.
Dog, you're right. And where was he at?
I
Where was he at?
don't know. Watching the game, same as us.
Right. And he was one of the hottest strikers right now, and he don't even get called up. Like this is like, yo, this would be prime. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he was in the line, but like, he would be. I should look it up, but he would be. Yo, he should be in there. Yeah, it should have been like the battle of like who's going to be a backup, because that's a great call. Like,
Yeah.
could it be Solanke?
Why
I mean,
not?
it's funny because the U.S. because like, no one was talking about Haji Wright at all, and Haji Wright was the starter for the U.S. team the past 2 games.
Right.
So I don't know, like, because I kind of agree with that, but like if it was me right now, if backup to Harry Kane, yeah, it'd be between Ollie and my man Solanke.
Yeah.
All right. We'll continue to talk about this in a minute. WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM. Lumpen Radio. You are listening to Lumpen FC. We will be right back.
It's a great motherfucking call.
This is Sadie Woods, and I'm bringing you Gridlock Sound Lab, Rush Hour Radio featuring house, Afro-Latin rhythms, world beat, disco, funk, soul, electro, and indie dance music. Gridlock Sound Lab, first and third Fridays at 4, only on 105.5 FM, Lumpen Radio.
Weird Lady Music is now on Lumpen Radio every first and third and sometimes fifth Friday of the month at 7 p.m. My name is Baltazar, and I will be your host, playing weird music made by ladies and music made by weird ladies across genres, geographies, and generations. Join me, citizens.
Lumpen Radio is supported by the Museum of Contemporary Art Chicago. The MCA champions the new and unexpected in contemporary art and culture through its exhibitions, performances, programs, and collection. Located in the heart of downtown Chicago, the MCA boasts the award-winning MCA store, the Marisol Restaurant and Bar, a 300-seat theater, and a terraced sculpture garden with a great view of Lake Michigan. Every Tuesday, the MCA is open until 9 p.m. and is free for Illinois residents. The MCA also offers free admission for anyone 18 and under all year long. For more information, visit mcachicago.org.
Welcome back to Lumpen FC on WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM, Lumpen Radio. It's been a very difficult March for me personally. It's been it has not been fun, but here we are talking about football, soccer, the world's game. We've been talking about the clubs, what's going on with Liverpool, what's going on with Arsenal. You guys got City to worry about. Aston Villa, not far behind, but far enough to where if Aston Villa can pull off a couple of wins with you guys, they might be in the fight. But, not holding the breath for that one. Although I would love to see Aston Villa pulling from behind and take a trophy. That'd be funny.
It feel like, honestly, if none of us, if like Liverpool can't win the league, I'd love for Aston Villa to win it.
That'd be fantastic.
But they're not going to. I only because I am a fan of Unai Emery, and I feel like if somebody deserves credit that hasn't actually been due, it's him as a coach. But it's not going to happen.
I mean, that's a guy that's been able to do a lot of good things with a lot
very
of
little
nothing. With a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
That dude has been amazing. He just hasn't, been able to pull it up over to the big trophies, to the big wins.
It's rare that he's actually backed. I've always wondered what his issue actually is. Is it one of those issues? And I'm just hypothetical, just spitting it out there. Yeah.
He has great team management. He's a great coach. He's a great manager of the game. He's a great tactician. I think that he just doesn't. This is my theory. he doesn't handle the FOs well. I think it's one of those things where he doesn't communicate with the FOs like, hey, look, this is what I need. This is what needs to change, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
He just expects them, and I'm just talking, expects them to, hey, get your stuff done so I can get my stuff done, and it never happens for him because he's not very... Or maybe it might be the other way around.
He might also be one of those guys who is like, instead of being involved with like trades and stuff, he might just be like, just get me whoever you guys can get me, and I'll see what I can do. Like, he might not be as involved, you know?
Yeah, it seems like he usually isn't. So
yeah, it might just be like, okay, well, this guy's up. But the problem with it is that, you know, he's always at teams like, for example, Villarreal. When he won,
it was great.
He was great at Villarreal, and that team was great, and he had great players at Villarreal, and then he took them to the semifinals of the Champions League after winning the Europa League, and everybody sold. Everybody's gone.
Well, that's the thing, though, is I think that he doesn't have that communication with the FO to say, hey, look, this is what we need to do.
Maybe, yeah.
And then the FO's like, we're just going to sell everybody. We're going to make our money. Thank you so much. Bye.
I feel like right now Aston Villa has backed him up about as well as they can do, and then some.
We're talking about coaches on the hot seat?
No, just talking about
Unai Emery. Unai Emery's always on the hot seat. Like,
yeah,
he's always on the hot seat.
I heard a rumor that he might be on the not on the short list, but on a list for the Bayern job.
Yeah, I heard actually. I was hearing that. I was kind of hearing kind of opposite that he's actually like, for the most part, Villa's happy with him.
Good.
But, like, yeah,
I like him.
Yeah. But like for hot seat wise, they're still talking about Man U and Chelsea for the most part.
No kidding, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they're still talking about. But this is my thing is like, again, for that, when they were talking about, there's like, oh yeah, like Chelsea.
Don't go there.
Like, I don't even want to talk about. I was like, there's no point.
No, please.
There's
please.
no point. There's like,
there.
why? Like, I just don't know. I just don't. If you don't give that man more than a year, you didn't like. I don't know if anyone wants to come and just deal with that mess.
Man,
so
it is
let
a
him
mess.
just let him deal with it. Let him try to clean it up. And then with Man U, I just don't. I don't know. They're talking about Southgate.
I heard about Southgate.
That's what they're talking about. Because don't they have a short list now? I heard there's like a 10-man, which is crazy now that Mr. Ratcliffe's coming in. And I don't know if it's just to like light a fire under his butt behind to let him know like, hey, we ain't playing. Like, you need to do well by the end of the season, or like it's over with.
With Ineos?
Huh?
With Ineos coming in? Is what you're saying?
No, with the Ratcliffe's whole what they're taking. Isn't bring like he's like changing like everything, and there's like, I guess him and the board, there's like literally they said supposedly there's like they have a 10-man manager list that they're already like, yo.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
That's not a short list.
Yeah, that's
10 men is not a short list. That's a very long list.
If Ten Hag can get them into Champions, even if they get because I don't know if it's going to work with the 5th place this year.
England,
6th place.
England's getting the 5th spot. I heard that there's pretty much
not in 5th.
Yeah, like the
but
5th.
What I'm saying, you're not far from it.
But you can still get it.
You
can
get it.
Definitely.
Now, if he gets that might save Hags.
Right, because especially after what happened to Tottenham, losing to Fulham, who's not even in Europe.
6 points out of 5th place.
That's not horrible.
What spot are you in?
6th.
Yeah, you're 3. So you're two wins away
with 10 games left.
With West Ham 3 points behind us.
Yeah. If they catch you guys, they catch you guys. That's just your own bad luck.
All right, let's look at our schedule.
Look at your schedule. Look at Tottenham's.
Yeah. I'm looking at Man U's schedule right now. We got Chelsea at Chelsea Thursday. Then we got Liverpool at United,
which you already beat.
Then we got Bournemouth. Then we got Newcastle. Coventry's for FA. Sheffield. Okay, we should win that one. Burnley. Then we got Crystal Palace. Then we got Arsenal. Then we got Brighton. Then we got Arsenal again.
Wait. Arsenal twice.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, yeah.
That's impossible.
How?
Might be.
Remember, don't go into your. We play you guys in the summer for July stuff.
Yeah.
If you're in July, you're too far.
I'm in May. May. April and May. Burnley in April. Crystal Palace in May. Arsenal in May 11th. Brighton May 19th.
That's the last game.
And then we got, that's summer.
This is totally doable. Absolutely doable.
All right, let's look at West Ham. Yeah, look, out of that one, okay.
Arsenal and maybe us.
I'm going to go with 1.
Yeah, and you guys just beat
2.
Yeah,
Liverpool.
You just beat Liverpool at home.
Mm-hmm.
You can totally beat us again.
Okay. I'm going with out of that, we might make 12 to 13 points, maybe 12 to 13
Out of
points.
possible 30 points.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're selling yourself short, my man.
Well, it's not like
Right.
it's not like we make a lot of points. It's not like we scrape them up off the floor. Like we don't really do a whole lot of points. What's West Ham got?
I'm looking at Tottenham right now, and like
Oh,
Tottenham is
Tottenham.
so because
I don't care about
West Ham still has
West Ham's the one we
West
gotta worry
Ham,
about.
Not really, because they still play on Thursdays. So I'm looking at the team that doesn't play on Thursday that you should like doing. So is Tottenham, because West Ham, I just don't think they're going to be good enough to compete in both things and be relevant. Yeah. So like honestly, every game Tottenham plays could go, because like they play Luton, they're at home, but they play Luton, they play West Ham at West Ham, they play Forest at home, they play at Newcastle, they play City at home, they play us at home, they play Liverpool at Liverpool, Burnley at home, Sheffield, and then they played Newcastle. Like Newcastle's their last game. Like maybe Sheffield, I would say Sheffield United and I think Sheffield United is the only game that I could be like, yo, after watching them play Fulham, I think that's like the only team I could say like, yo, they're going to win that game. The rest of their maybe in Burnley. Other than that,
Okay. I mean, all right. Well, West Ham on their end only has 3 difficult teams to play.
oh really?
And that's granted. That's at the very end of the season. They're gonna have to step up for that last run, April 27th to May 19th. They do have Liverpool, Chelsea, and City in that run. They do have Luton as well, which Luton is they have
They play Leverkusen. They have to
those
play,
last.
They do.
They have to play
those last
Leverkusen
weeks.
twice.
Yeah.
They're not beating Leverkusen.
Oh, they have to play them twice too.
I don't think they're beating
Ooh,
Leverkusen.
that's gonna be an. I cannot wait for that game.
Well,
I can't.
which one's the first one away? The first
game's away, second one's home.
Yeah, I think it's
It-
over.
it
I think it's
doesn't- it
over.
don't matter.
I think it's
It-
over at
Leverkusen's
Leverkusen.
just
I think
on
it's
it.
over at Leverkusen.
Yeah,
I think they're just gonna drop a bunch of goals in, and that's done at Leverkusen. There's no way to catch up at the
They
end.
still have to play Man City, Chelsea.
Right, like I
us,
said, the last
Fulham.
run is that's it.
I mean,
Tottenham. Nah.
their next game. I mean, even next game they play Newcastle, Tottenham, Wolves. Like, listen, like those are like, and then Leverkusen and Fulham. Their easiest game is Crystal Palace, West Ham. West Ham's easiest game is Crystal Palace because it's West Ham, and I don't care what anyone says. That team is not as good as people think they
Crystal
are.
Palace isn't great.
And Man United. So I think it's between Man United and Tottenham, and with that 5th spot being there because the Champions League changes, like yeah, you could. Man United could very well make it.
Yeah.
You know
Sure,
what I'm saying?
I'd be happy.
Especially where they're
That'd be
playing
great.
now. Like they're playing the way they need to play right now.
They are exactly where I said they were going to be at the beginning of the season, and that's fine. That's fine. Now, what happens afterwards with Ten Hag and managers? And honestly, I don't know what Ineos is going to do. Apparently, they're taking over. They're the ones that are going to run the show. I hope they make changes. I don't know anything about Ineos other than they own a Formula One
Well,
team.
as far
Like,
as
I don't know
changes
anything
go,
about
what would you like to see? I mean, let's say we were talking about managers. Who would you like then?
Okay, well, managers. I honestly, I would love to get Xavi from Leverkusen.
Oh.
It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
No, Xabi Alonso?
Yeah, Xavi
No,
Alonso.
no.
no. I'd love to get.
Yeah, I
Xavi
think he's going to
Alonso.
stay at Leverkusen.
Not gonna happen. Right, like I said.
I thought you
not
meant
gonna happen.
Xavi.
And
from,
Xavi
from Barca.
Oh, hey, look, yeah, I would like Xavi also. I don't think he's coming to Manchester United.
Yeah.
I don't think that's. I think he'd rather take the job at Atletico Madrid. I don't want to see. I don't want to see.
Wait. Diego Simone's leaving?
Well, we don't know. We don't know what's going on with Madrid,
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid.
I'd be surprised.
And even
but-
then, I wouldn't want Cholo at United because I don't want a park the bus type of manager at United, especially with the type of players that we
Yeah.
have. We've already dealt with
Yeah.
that. We're dealing with that as it is. Like you have a team full of Raptor fighter jets and F-14s and F-15s and the whole nine, and you're just gonna play this weird out of the back, which your defenders can't pass. They can't pass. They can't control the ball. They have horrible first touch. Your keeper can't pass either. Is really bad at handling the ball, and you're going to play out the back. Okay, that's cute. That's lovely. Bad plan, bad players to implement that type of plan. And it's been a problem the entire season. How many times have we lost a pass just right outside the box or a mistake because a defender doesn't pass the ball back correctly and they score on us? What, at least 6 times? At least 6 times that I can remember, like I'm flashing through it right now. Not to count, how many times our own defenders score on us. Let's just move on. So no, this whole defensive play, we're gonna tiki taka our way into stardom is not gonna work. The game has changed. There's very few teams that can actually do the tiki taka type play, and even those teams are failing at doing the tiki taka style play. It's changing. You are looking at a much faster game. You're looking at faster pace. You're looking at midfields really taking over, especially on the winger positions, and United isn't set up for it. Now, what this new ownership is going to do, I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. They haven't told us. We're going to make changes. It's your classic corporate speak. We're going to make changes. We're looking at the future.
I mean,
we want to win.
But honestly,
yeah,
that's
fantastic, buddy.
But that's every ownership. Like FSG doesn't tell us what they're
Chicago
gonna do.
Fire spits that out every weekend.
Yeah, I mean, because why tell everybody else what you're gonna do? FSG doesn't tell us what Liverpool's gonna do. They just all of a sudden we have Diogo Jota on
right.
the team. Like,
they're not going to tell us what
they're
not going to tell us. They're not going to tell us, right? They're not going to say, "Hey, this is our plan," right? But as a fan who sits there and watches them, you can look at them like they're not doing anything. They're doing trash. Have they really made changes? What are the changes that Manchester United? What changes has Manchester United made that you're like, oh yeah, I see the plan here? Because I can totally see that.
Because their assistant coach, the assistant coach, didn't he leave? And now he's about to be the head coach of MLS team, right?
Oh, I don't know.
When the coaches, I feel like Arsenal is kind of like even I don't know if Liverpool, but like although they send a lot of these messages that let you kind of know what's going on in the back scene, just like I don't know when it comes to who's like taking over what position. Like, cause like with Arsenal, like we know who's the job is to recruit. It's Edu. We know who's out there doing that. It's Edu, and we know his relationship with Arteta. Like, and we know who's like the development of like. So we kind of like I don't know. I feel like
you have a plan.
Yeah, but
there's
also,
something there.
They also like let.
For us, it's let's go get Ronaldo again. I mean, come on, like really.
Yeah, but it might not be that anymore because of this Ratcliffe coming in, this Ineos. Like right now, you don't know because they're very new. They're not in a position to make any moves yet until the summer anyway. So you are kind of like in a holding.
Well, I think that's what it is. I think that they're waiting to see what position they end up in, and then Ineos is going to make their moves after that because they don't want to take the blame for this catastrophe.
I mean, they can't bring anybody in right now.
But in this
next window.
But if he does get that fifth spot. Do y'all keep him or do y'all? Because like here's a conundrum. Like there's a thing that's going to be. They could be just waiting to see this pot of coaches that are available. Because
there's going to be a lot.
There's going to be a lot. There's going
to be. There's a bloodbath coming this summer, man.
Eddie Howe's probably going to be out there too.
That's going to be the decision that Ineos is going to be placed in front of them. Let's say we finish in fifth. Let's say we make a tournament. We make a big tournament. Europa.
Champions League.
Let's say we make Champions League, right?
Yeah.
So then you keep Ten Hag, which means you have to get rid of players. Or you keep your players and you get rid of Ten Hag, and hopefully a new coach comes in and works with those players, that the talent pool that you have.
Why would you have to keep him and get? Because
it's not working. It's not working.
Wait. But if his system now, and especially bring with like Manuel Youngkins, if this like the pace of the last 6 months, if it gets him to Champions League, doesn't that mean the system's working?
No. His system is survival. Right now, he's swimming in 6th, 7th, 8th, and up to 5th place. That's what he's been doing for the better part of the season. Is that what the Manchester United fan base expects? Absolutely not. We should be fighting in the top 3. Is that what Manchester United talent pool that we have right now should be doing? Maybe so. There's been a lot of mistakes and there's been a lot of issues with that. Maybe. Do I think that Ten Hag is the one that's going to, if we keep this team exactly the way it is, do I think that Ten Hag is going to be the one to pull him into the top 3? Absolutely not.
Yeah. That's fair.
No, not this pool. Not this pool of talent. No, absolutely not. What is he going to make? What is he going to make our backline better? No, our backline is not going to get better.
Yeah. So I feel like there's this.
I don't know how it gets better with another coach either, though.
Yeah.
So.
No. So that's the position that Ineos is going to be. You keep this lineup, or you get rid of your coach.
I don't think it's that black and white. I think you can't keep the lineup and bring in a new coach, or bring in a new coach and get rid of the lineup. I think you need to do both. I think you need to bring in a new coach and get in at least a new back line. Your defense is trash. Let's
horrible.
So that's what needs to go.
It's worse than Real
So
Madrid.
if you bring in a new coach, bring in someone that at least sees or can at least attract, at least a decent defender to get you going. But I don't think you can be like, well, this new coach is gonna have to deal with this setup, or Hag is gonna have to bring in some. Like, I think it's gonna have to be both, because I don't think Erik ten Hag is good enough to get you to that next step that you're talking about. But I don't think the team is good enough to help out the new coach that needs to get you to the level that you.
Well, this might be my negative personality,
Yeah.
But my negative personality tells me Ten Hag and this squad is not going to get us into 5th place.
Yeah, that might.
I think
the funny thing is that might not be up to you. It might be the teams around you aren't good enough either.
I think I think that we're very solidly going to stick to this position. We might fluctuate up and down a little bit, but I think we're going to end up in 6th place, which, whatever. Then at that point, what happens from this window that's coming up and forward, then I can blame Ineos, whoever they are. I don't know who Ineos is.
Who am I hating today?
Whoever these corporate board people are.
It's wild now because just like there's so much that could happen this summer, which is wild because like even like I know like, everyone's like it's like even with people like Ivan Toney and like so like Ivan Toney's going to leave Brentford now. Like Arsenal's like supposedly just dropped interest in him because like after beating down on him, playing against him, they're like he may not be the guy we need. So now it's like Chelsea is at a point they literally have to get rid of all their players because I don't think Chelsea has a chance even. They have a slight chance of getting the Conference League, and they need to do that. They literally have to get the Conference League or Europa League in order for not like have a whole full like team. Like they have to get rid of all these players.
I still want to see.
So there's still so much to like take in, man. There's gonna be so many players out there. It's gonna be a crazy summer.
That's
why
this summer is gonna be nuts.
It's wild.
Well, but I think that's why a
for
lot
coaches
of people,
and players.
Well, but I think that's why a lot of
clubs.
I think a lot of clubs in every league was like, oh, this last window, this winter window. Everybody's like, no, we're not doing anything.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
We're gonna save our money. We're gonna save our trades. We're gonna keep our loaner money. We're gonna make sure.
Actually, that's fine.
And it's gonna be a bloodbath in the next one.
It's gonna be like the Price is Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Come on like down.
Chelsea. Grocery games.
Someone
like Chelsea might not be able to sell, but they can definitely loan.
They're gonna have to loan.
They don't make Europe.
They're gonna have to put those kids.
But they might not be able to
10-year
sell though.
contracts on loan.
But their contracts might not.
No, they have to sell. They have they have to get rid of these players off the books because they won't be able to afford all the wages.
But on like they have like 8-year contracts.
Yeah,
nobody's gonna buy those contracts.
So there's other players that like the players that they just recently signed, like the Endo, Casado, like those guys, they can't. But the Conor Gallagher's, Sterling's, all those guys that didn't sign up, they like all there's like a 10-man list that they're all. So the crazy thing is they're gonna have to get rid of all these players because they're not gonna be able to afford any of them. And then they're going to be stuck with a team that hopefully the coach is going to be able to get them to where they need to be because they're going to be stripped apart.
So you know what? Unai Emery walks in. Maybe you're right.
And then you can go see the money. It's literally going to be they're like a souped up Honda Civic right now. And after the season's over, it's going to get stripped down to like the basic package.
Yeah.
Catalytic converter gets ripped out.
No power steering.
It's just your NOS is gone. The spoiler, the whale tails, all body kit's back. You're back to the standard base price, whatever you get. You know what I'm saying? And, you're cranking the window down. You know what I'm saying? No automatic windows.
Magnesium rims go right back to aluminum.
That's where you going. That's where they're gonna have to go if they don't get in a small part in your like anything. Like they can't get rid of that. So Modric, all of them guys, they're gonna be there. They're gonna be there. And then again, we're gonna be like that Chelsea team that's gonna scare us because they're gonna be playing for nothing.
And it feels like they're already there, being in 10th place. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then we look, and there's that's the thing they're saying. These 10 games, and like with these, I think the way that Chelsea's kind of playing, I think their schedule is kind of like cake. So there's like a thing they could win out their last 10 games. And then they could be like they could get that Europa or Conference League. That's like they like every game Chelsea plays right now. It's like a Europa League final. It's a Champions League final. They can't.
They need to get there.
Yeah, they have to win every game. Every game. They can't lose one.
No,
and if they do, wherever his writing's gonna be on the wall for Poach. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, it's like, I did what I had to do. Fire me if you need to.
I mean, if that's the case, then that's even worse.
But can they even afford
United
Can they even afford to fire Poch? Because that's someone else that they have to pay.
Probably not.
Because they're probably still paying Graham Potter.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be.
They're probably still playing Mourinho.
No, Conte. Was it Conte or was it Mourinho?
Conte and Mourinho.
I don't even know any of
Probably
this
both
point.
at this point. They're probably paying them both.
They're just gonna be like, yo, John Terry, dog. I know you have. We just need some help. They're gonna just go like old Chelsea players. But yeah, man, can you just like?
Are they still paying Frank Lampard?
Hey yo,
Maybe.
Demba Ba, you stop playing. Can you just come coach for a little bit? Just like, you know what I'm saying? Just coach for a little bit. Yeah. Drugba. I know you busy in Africa doing your thing, you bastards and all that.
I thought he was in Arizona.
What?
Doesn't he own Phoenix Rising or something like that in Arizona?
He may own it, but I thought he was like an ambassador or something down there.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because I thought he was. I'm for sure he was down Ivory Coast when they won for the African Nations.
You're right.
So I thought he was like kind of like, you know, the best, kind of like Samuel Eto'o would try to step down for Cameroon and
You're
whatever.
like, no,
let's not even go into African soccer. Let's not even do this. Let's not even do this right now with African soccer. The way they be wild now. I'm not even gonna.
That's rough. That's rough.
Yeah, that is funny. How you gonna step down and they tell you no? Like, no, you are not stepping down. You gonna go through this with us. You're not going anywhere. You going home? No, you're not. No, you're not.
I got the keys.
Yeah,
man.
you
going nowhere.
Right back up there. You're gonna run this team.
Well, but as long as they're paying, right?
Stop playing. Shoot, you can't escape us. No, so I mean, yeah, but like again, it's gonna be very like it's gonna be interesting summer. Only thing like more interesting to see who like Arsenal brings in. It's going to see who is just out there,
right.
And you know, it's one of those things.
The
like,
big move is going to be Holland.
The
big move is going to be Holland.
Everyone in our every player, if our teams make it, right? Say so, we're good. But like,
right.
say you guys are.
United's not good.
Every one of our teams is going to end up with another Chelsea player.
Oh, we have to.
They have to
empty that coffer.
We went Jorginho.
Cole will, if you wanna help us out a little bit, that'd be nice.
Yo, what's up, Reece James? I know you. We got a good system.
You can keep him in his non-hamstring.
We'll get him back.
You guys
We're hamstring
are
specialists.
sitting here just picking the body already. It's not even dead yet.
We're hamstring specialists.
Vultures.
We're bringing Partey back to life.
Vultures.
We are. Listen.
Oh, you know, man, you's gonna buy it all.
We already. Arsenal's guaranteed. Arsenal's guaranteed one. We got Jorginho. We got Kai. We're getting another one.
I'd take Colwell just because Virgil's.
We grabbing somebody from that team. We gonna vote. We got the vultures out. We over here looking. We fly in circles. We grabbing someone from on that, man. Which one of y'all coming over?
Hey, I'd take Lavia for $15.
Anybody got a manager? Anybody got a manager? I'll take a manager, Avi. I'll take a manager.
Right.
I'd scoop up.
Healthy. Where some of they med? Where the medics at?
You got some new owners.
I would scoop up Lavia out of spite, just to bench him.
Oh my God! How many games has he even played?
33 minutes. He has played 33 minutes this season.
I'd grab him too.
I'd grab him.
I'd grab him too.
I'd grab him for like maybe 15 million less than we were going for him last summer.
But here's the thing.
He actually is one of the players you probably can't touch.
Yeah.
But there's so many players also in Germany right now in the German league. In the
I mean, like Xhaka, I know.
He's just killing it.
He may be the player. They were talking about he may be the German player of the year.
Who?
Xhaka. Leverkusen win. He's like there. He's like the player of the year in Germany.
Yeah, he's been great. That team's been great.
The team's been great. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I try to watch all their games, like because I think Forlan Wirtz is going to be on if Man City doesn't get.
And that other one, Grimaldo or whatever. He's
Grimaldo. Yeah, if Wirtz doesn't get. If City doesn't get these new charges, whatever, he'll be in Man City.
Yeah.
He'll be a Man City player. His value is 110.
I could see them going for Frimpong too.
Charges. Huh?
Yeah. Because they need a right. They need.
I mean, their forward
winger.
Boniface is a good player too.
Yep.
Boniface is a good player. I mean, the team's good. They brought Bruno Iglesias from Real Betis over there. Yeah, man, they're a fun team to watch. I mean,
they are.
Man, I feel like people don't watch the Bundesliga as much. Don't give it as respect because Bayern Munich was running through it the whole time.
Yeah.
But watching them.
No, they've been fun.
Yeah, games are really fun. I mean, the announcers are hilarious. They're so good. So good. The announcers are quick to criticize the game. They'll let you know that game is like booty. It'll be straight. They'll be like, this has not been worthwhile to watch and stuff. This game has not been worth the while to watch. I'm like,
Does Kane really have 31 goals?
He's destroying over there, man.
They tried to say that he was like. They tried to say that Kane was thinking about going back to Spurs. They were like, yeah, no.
For what?
Yeah, why? They're like, nah.
It's so sad that he's not going to win another trophy over there either.
Yeah, he's not going to be. He's like, I ain't going back there.
He's gonna get another golden boot, but he ain't
going back. He's like, I can, because like he's like, this is Bayer Leverkusen, because they were even saying like Bayer Leverkusen like things like they're like, yo, Bayern Munich's not even having a bad year. They're like, if Leverkusen was having like a normal year, was not like going on. They're like, yo, it would be like they're like Bayern Munich would probably be winning the league. Sure. So it's like, you know what? It's good to see change. Good Leverkusen playing, but like they're like, it's not like Bayern Munich's having a bad year, especially with Harry Kane's like playing, like Musala and all them. It's like, man,
that's true.
It's like shoot, it's crazy watching them play. And like I watch the game and I watch like Ronaldo and Mane play, and God, Mane is just like not whatever. That's nothing, but he is just. Not interested. Not interested.
I'm gonna have to cut you guys off right there. We'll rub against it. This has been a lot of fun. You've been listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio. You've been listening to Lumpen FC. Hit us up, Lumpen FC. Lumpen FC Radio.
Lumpen FC Radio, man. Lumpen FC Radio. That's
too many words.
Let's go. Lumpen FC Radio.
It's been fantastic, y'all. Y'all have a good Easter. Take care. Have a good one.
See you.
You're listening to WLPN LP Chicago 105.5 FM Lumpen Radio.